therefore, a lot of footballers who bat for the formation of that club, nobody knows what they would have been doing. So we've moved away from traditional club business to the business side of the game, where you want to market a league, you want to promote a league, you want to promote a club, you want to promote players, you want to give the players a platform so that you can move them on and bring in some good cash. That is where the game has switched. So it's no longer, oh, me pekotoko, let's go and watch Kotoko play. Now, there's a commercial side to the game, which we cannot ignore. And that commercial side has even become bigger than the let's go to the stadium and go and support the team. Let's go because I love the club. No, Nathan. Football has moved on. Assuming House of Folk, traditional club, didn't have a certain Toby to be investing and calling the shots, what would become of House of Folk today? Community club? Traditional club? Who bankrolls it? How do we take care of the players? Kumasi Asante Kotoko, traditional club? How do we house the players? Give them beautiful bungalows to enable the shisha and the womanizing.
But that is not.
Nathan, you see, this one is just. You see, this one they call it obita dicta. You see, how do you get the clubs to be able to pay their players? How do you get the clubs to be able to take care of the needs of a professional player? You see, Nathan, so the game has moved from that amateur state where you could get players who are playing me dokotoko, me pekotoko, me boama. No, Nathan, we've moved on. So you see, that's why I'm saying that. You see, a good old politician. You see, these are the new ideas he wants to use to win the team. But we've moved on. Sport has moved on. Okay, so it's no longer
this is
what used to be in the past, where there was not a lot of monetary value attached to football business. This is the game has evolved. It's changed. It's moved on. That is why Dreams FC, without a constituency, can come in, bring in young talented players, give them the opportunity to showcase their talent, give them the opportunity to earn a living as professional players. If they do well, some of them will move on. Revenue comes to the club continues the model. It's a project. So these days, we are doing projects. It's no longer it's no longer entertainment again. It is business. That is the commercial bit.
Yeah, but
so that's what I'm saying.
It's business for the football people.
Yes.
Isn't it?
You see, but when you do the business well,
Sporty FM,
the supporters will come. Because
which supporters, when you haven't cultivated them?
Nathan, you see, success has many fathers. Look, if Dreams FC today is winning the Ghana Premier League consistently, season 1, season 2, consistent, showing playing in Africa, doing well, Nathan, automatically, people now feel they want to attach themselves to Dreams FC. Same for Media Man, same for Gold Stars, same for Wafa, same for Hoho United. That is how it plays. That is how it works. But if the team is not doing well, getting relegated season after season, you may not be able to cultivate that fan culture. Because nobody wants to associate itself with him or herself with failure. That is how it is. When Man City started investing in their club, how many people before Sheikh Mansour and the people came believed in Man City?
They are fans.
You see, did they enjoy this much support when they were behind Manchester United? When the city was red?
Yes.
Did they enjoy this much support? Were they this vocal? And Ferguson said noisy neighbors. Suddenly they became noisy when money entered the club, Nathan. And when the money entered, people who don't even support Man City suddenly want to attach themselves to Man City. That is the game.
Okay.
So you see, this one is the Stone Age football administration. Stone Age, 1962. That was when they were doing these things. Community based.
But you do agree that you still need to have roots in the community. You mentioned Manchester City, Pep Guardiola sometimes complains about the fact that the stadium is too quiet, fans don't cheer, fans don't come, fans are not entertained. So whatever it is, even though you might be a successful football club, you still need to grow roots in a community to have people come around. Not so.
Pep Guardiola is not telling the truth. We've been to we saw Manchester Derby this weekend.
He wasn't talking about.
I'm saying we saw the city faithfuls. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've seen Manchester City all these years.
Yes.
From the start of the project till now.
Yes.
And we've seen how the support base has been transformed. It's changed, but because of success.
The manager who has handled the most successful period
he spends a lot of time on the training ground and in the dressing room.
Does he not handle the
He coached at Camp Nou. Look at the capacity of Camp Nou.
He says that the Etihad sometimes
he was trying to compare what he saw at Allianz Arena.
Yeah.
What he saw at Camp Nou.
But those clubs,
in England.
Those clubs are still traditional clubs. Bayern Munich is a very traditional club.
I'm saying, of course.
Barcelona is a very traditional club.
Of course.
But they still have an attachment to the community.
Nathan, you see? So Bayern Munich, Barcelona.
Yes.
You describe as a house of Kotoko.
If you like.
Okay. They started the game. Mm-hmm. And for most part, largely, they've been the most successful clubs in those areas.
Yes.
In Catalonia, there are other clubs, but Barcelona is top.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because of how consistent they've managed their success.
Yes.
You can say same for Bayern Munich.
Yes.
And that in itself generated love for them. You can't dispute that. That created a lot of love for them. You won't dispute that.
But you see, when they started, they didn't start with success.
No, but
they started out as clubs that represented something.
At what point did they build that Allianz Arena to accommodate the massive crowd?
The Allianz Arena was built at the turn of the millennium.
Thank you very much.
2000.
Prior to that,
they had the old Olympic Stadium.
When they started, how many people were going to the stadium?
I'm sure lots of people were going.
Just a few people were watching them. But as they grew, as the club grew in stature, the numbers changed.
Yes.
Then they kept dominating and they stayed up there. Automatically, the love would go to them.
No problem.
Dortmund people would also organize themselves.
Yes.
Borussia, Dortmund will also organize themselves. So it's always like that. Okay, but what I'm saying is, over here, Hearts of Oak and Kotoko will command the supporters. Because obviously, they are the two biggest clubs we know. When we started talking about football, almost all the best players, Kotoko Hearts. You talk about national team and our past glories we've won. National team, Kotoko Hearts. Once in a while, you slip in a few other traditional clubs who are not even existent these days. Okay. But fact remains that the game has moved on from let's play football to entertain our fans. Let's play football to, make people excited, make people happy. Let's play football to entertain. No. Football has now moved into the commercial arena.
That's on the side of the clubs.
Oh, yes.
But all they do is to still entertain the fans, ultimately.
But the commercial bit is what is driving the clubs these days. So the commercial bit is the conveyor belt.
Fair point.
For the club's continuous existence.
Yes.
So you see, we cannot.
But the clubs still don't cut themselves off from the community.
Oh, you can't. You can't because you need a base.
Yes.
Okay, you need a base. So Mediama has a base. Karela has a base.
Yes.
Gold Stars, they have a base.
Yes.
All the clubs have bases.
Yes.
Okay. But in terms of commanding the numbers like Hearts and Kotoko will do, they don't have. But that doesn't affect anything. That doesn't spoil anything.
Sporty FM.
So far as they are operating as a business entity, employing people, making sure they are financially viable to run the club long term, make sure they are paying their players wages, they are taking good care of them, making sure they earn a living as professional footballers.
Fair.
Make sure they run models where some of these players can go abroad, ply their trade elsewhere, see greener pastures and all. Nathan, that is now how we understand football. That is how today we understand football. Any other thing, entertainment, fan, community base, entertain the community base. No. That is not what to ensure the going concern of the club. That is not what it is. And without money, how do you run the club?
True, I get your point.
How many of the supporters would get up and say, "Oh, Ibima, we are going to donate 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 to the club to run it"?
This is Sporty FM.
Any
the
supporter
voice of sport.
who has the capacity to do that,
Yes.
will start thinking of owning the club. So if Immortal sitting here says he loves to call United so much, the moment Immortal starts donating 1 million CDs a week to call United, Immortal will now start thinking of, I can own the club. That is when Immortal becomes one man owner. Okay?
Yeah.
And he has to do that to keep the club afloat. So he will not now be thinking about me and community and his community and his community. It's a small community-based club. This is that. No. That club will collapse in no time. And that is, you see, that's why I'm saying that. This type of model we want to champion, community-based. It won't work in current football, modern football. It won't work.
Sporty FM.
We've moved on.
I think that 90% of the clubs that are successful and we talk about are still community-based. They have evolved with the time. They've pumped in money. They are doing the things to stay abreast with modern trends, but they still haven't cut themselves off from their community. I understand if you talk about the fact that these days we can't keep out one-man owners, and it's almost, we can't keep them out. Once I have money, I can get a football club. And in Ghana, it's not as complicated as in other places, right?
So Nathan, let me give this quote. He says, all football is linked to community.
Yes.
The problem we have in our Premier League is that there are too many individual clubs now. That has been the bane, Agyepong stated. There are certain teams in the Premier League now that by their name, I can tell where they play, who their supporters are. So it has lost that organic love that human beings should have for football. Nathan, you see? And that, you see, this is where my argument comes in. Organic love, yes. But Nathan, does organic love translate into me keeping this club afloat for the long term?
That's what I'm saying, that there are two things on different tracks.
And that's what I'm saying, that look, an organic love, with or without organic love, can I still run my football club and make it successful? Yes, of course. So you see, if you look at it as a commercial, you look at the commercial side and look at it as business.
Yes.
You will not be worried about organic love or organic supporters. And no. That's why I'm saying that football has moved on from.
True.
We are coming from Brekum, so all our fans are Brekum people. So we are a strong force in Brekum. We've moved on from that. If I'm playing and I'm hosting, my club is sitting in Brekum. People who love the club or people who like football, if they see that I'm doing well, they would want to associate with me.
Okay. So
you come.
So you say that what ultimately you do that.
Success will bring you love.
Okay,
Whether
so-
it is organic or inorganic, success will bring you love. But Nathan, we must not forget that we have to run a football club long term.
That's also true. Immortal Kwabena Agyepong is joining us.
The love we were talking about. What is Azakes? What is Cornerstone? Where is Oko United? Where is Dewu Youngsters? Community, Gapoha. Where are they?
Gapoha. Well.
Oh, Gapoha, Tema Enclave.
Yes.
Where are they?
Voradep.
Voradep. Where are they? We are talking about organic club. All these clubs had it. Where are they today?
So
This is
that's what I'm saying. That
I'm saying, listen, you show me. Where are they today?
Ray, I'm saying I agree with you largely because the two things will have to exist. The business of the game requires that clubs must stay afloat, whether traditional or new.
Yes.
But in that same vein,
but you can do without the organic club and be fine.
probably not.
Yes. No, you can. Of course you can.
Okay, so are you saying that you don't want to generate money at the gates?
Oh, Nathan.
Or if you have so much money, you won't care. Or ultimately the people will come.
You see, you've brought Gates. Okay. House of Folk played Hohoe United last Friday.
Yes.
House of Folk is a traditional club. They can boast of all the supporters in this world. They can boast of all the online supporters. Did they fill the Accra Sports Stadium? Did they fill the Accra Sports Stadium?
Sporty FM.
Even when they brought Stoneboy and brought Davido, did they fill the Accra Sports
They
Stadium?
brought Davido. They bring Davido.
Oh, why didn't you see Davido there?
Was Davido there?
Oh,
Yeah, he came.
Oh, I see.
But he didn't perform.
oh, Nathan.
Oh, he
was at
only
the
made an
stadium.
appearance.
Yeah.
Nathan.
OBO, okay.
When OBO came, I saw the fans. He said, "Oh, this is Ghana Premier League match." Yes, but Nathan, you cannot say because the fans have not come, you didn't make money at the gate, and so you won't pay your players. You cannot say because the fans didn't come, you don't have money to buy fuel into your bus. You can't say because the fans didn't come, your next match that you are going to play away, possibly, you don't have money to fund that trip. You have to find a way to keep the club afloat. Besides, when House of Folk are traveling from Accra to, say, Tamale to go and play RTU, they obviously cannot go with all the supporters in Accra to go with just a section. So it is possible again that House of Folk can go with 2 buses with some 120 supporters in the stands and expect that they'll cheer them on to victory.
But even
Even without that, House of Folk players will go onto that pitch, expect to play to win. That is where football has reached now.
okay.
It's moved beyond community, organic club. No, all the teams that claim they had supporters, Asman we go do, Kuma Pim Stars and things, Nathan. All those teams that said they had love, where are they today? Today, we've all realized that love is not enough. That is why even when you are chasing woman, Nathan, that is why even when you are chasing a woman, when you add small love, the money must be plenty.
Sporty FM.
Ray is not far from right, but you know, before the league will start, I think on Friday I wasn't here, I was on my way.
Yes.
Ray says he was supporting the Hoho United.
Yeah, he
and
said
Pando out of
Hoho,
Lion.
yes, Pando
Why
out
did
of
you say that? It's because you are from Volta region.
I'm not from Hohoe.
No.
No. Take your time.
Okay.
You see, I said, in solidarity for our Volta regional team, or teams from the Volta region, I'm supporting Pando out of Lion
Good.
and Hohoe United.
Good.
But me, where I come from?
Yes.
Where I come from?
Your club doesn't have
My
a
club-
representation.
No, you see where I come from?
Yes.
Agozume Weavers.
Yes.
Should be the team that if I say I'm living in the Volta region, automatically organic club should be Agozume Weavers.
Yeah, because that's
And
where you are
want
likely.
why don't I want to go and support Agozume Weavers?
Because they are not in the Premier League.
And
This is
so
Sporty
success.
FM, the voice of
Nathan, success.
Yes.
Success.
Yes.
So my Agozume Weavers is not successful. So I want to solidarize with my other brothers
Exactly.
from Pando
Yes.
and Hohoe.
And
But that is not organic club.
Yes.
That is not organic.
Fair.
Organic will be Agozume Weavers.
So you see, it's because his roots in quote from Volta.
Yes.
So organically, this is organic fertilizer. Organically, he tend to support Hoho United
Yes.
and then Pando Heart of
Pando
Lions.
Heart of Lions. Yes.
That is what our man is talking about. You know, we've been making this argument for a very long time that the traditional clubs they make
Sporty
the league
FM.
nice and attractive.
True.
If you remember, the FA or the Football Republic have not been saying that people doesn't go to stadium. They will tell you that it's Accra in Kumasi because now Accra in Kumasi are cosmopolitan. They will tell you that when you go to Bebiani,
People go to
people
watch
go
the
to
games. Yes.
people go to stadium.
Brekum.
When you go to Brekum and other places, people go to stadium. It's because they are attached to the clubs. When Accra Lions are playing at Accra Sports Stadium, those people there, when they were in Division 1, they were playing there. It's Accra Lions. But Accra people know that Accra Great Olympics and Accra Spoke are their team. You see? Okay, Kwabena Heart of Lions is owned by who?
Kwabena Heart of Lions.
Yes, majority shareholder is who?
Is it still? Is it? I don't think
No,
Victor Agyepong
it's Dr. Randy Abe.
Dr. Randy Abe now.
Dr. Randy Abe comes from where?
He's from Greater.
He's
Accra.
from House of Folk.
He's a Ghanaian man.
It's from
From Heart of
It's from House
Okay,
of Folk.
talking about in terms of his club
Exactly, we are
allegiance.
talking of-
Okay,
yes, from
okay.
He came from House of Folk.
So he should go back to
Oh,
us.
I'm coming. Dreams FC.
Uh-huh.
Who is their leader? It's not Kezio Sekreku.
Yes.
He came from House of Folk. You know what we say? You know Abusalam Yakubu? Chapter 8 in Kumase. He came from House of Folk.
If you say Ketokraku came
so
from
they should
Heart
all
of
go
Oak,
back to
hold on,
our-
hold on. If you say Ketokraku came from Heart of Oak, as in what? Did he work in the management capacity?
He used to be their
That's
communications
why
manager.
Cut his umbilical cord.
House of Folk belongs to Kurt, his grandfathers. They own House of Folk.
Oh, okay.
If you go to history.
Yes.
Yes. Midiema. Midiema came from House of Folk. I know that they bought, Moses Parker bought
Sporty FM.
Kesben FC
Yes.
and named it Midiema.
Uh-huh.
And I'm coming. And rename Midiema as Wasaman. That's not the lie I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bankroller,
Yes.
which is a Moses Amapaka.
Good.
He is a Phobian. I have heard this story that the likes of Antonia Nine, Frank Tessin and co, those that joined House of Folk from Hazakes and
Yes.
the Western region, he was sometimes behind buying of those players for
Okay,
House of Folk.
Now,
Okay.
Imota, pause there.
Okay.
Pause there. Nathan, you hear the names is dropped.
Yes.
The names is dropped. If all these people,
Are pushing House of Folk.
no, wait, no, you see, it's not about pushing House of Folk. If all these people, as business-minded people,
Yes.
if all these people are looking at the business and saying, one day I want to own my own football club. That is the vision of these individuals.
Yes.
Okay, one day I want to own my football club.
This
And they
is
actually decide to
FM, the
move away
voice
from
of
her
sports.
and start their own club to make sure they run a business that helps people's dreams come to reality as far as becoming top footballers is concerned. Nathan, it's not a good thing that you have House of Folk giving birth to Randy Abe, giving birth to Moses Parker, giving birth to Keto Kreku, giving birth to all of these people who will now come into the system and make it better. Is it not good?
No, we're not saying that.
Yes. So if all of them were pushing House of Folk, Nathan, that boy who plays for Dreams FC, who plays for Barcelona, Aziz,
Yes.
if all of them would, Aziz have had the chance to join House of Folk,
Why not?
all the talent in this world, would he have possibly had a chance to join them? No.
Maybe.
Maybe not. But he went to Dreams because there was an opportunity there. So you see, all these people have moved out to create opportunity for a lot of youth who may not have gotten a chance to play for traditional club House of Folk or Kotoko.
Okay.
So, moving away from us, they've given birth to new brands that will help shape the futures of young boys who want to play football. Nathan, that is what we call investment in the game. And that is what we call the business side of football.
No, see, you are.
Me, I know a House of Folk. I know a House of Folk administrator. Who invested all his money into House of Folk. When he finished, he had to sell his restaurant. They were selling pie. How come you are they selling pie? Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, now he's had to enter.
What? What are you talking
now
about?
Now he's had to enter into shipping and logistics. My brother, stop. Community.
Hold on. Hold on. You are saying that what?
Community.
Somebody supported House of Folk and had to sell his restaurant.
He was selling meat pie. Community. He was selling meat pie.
What?
After the
Why is it that people stop buying the pie?
Nathan, football, you see, at the port you call it sunk cost. And the money is going. You can't see it again. Then they'll show you one trophy. Then Nathan, the meat pie business collapse.
Oh, are you sure it's collapsed? I recently went to buy pie. If it's where I think you are saying, I recently went to buy
I'm saying
pie
that.
there.
That's what I'm saying. That community. You don't put money in the club.
Can I continue?
You want to?
So you see, all these members of the Football Republic were, backing a certain House of Folk. Not even forgetting about SP Miren. You know, SP Miren.
Sporty Miren,
yes, you got your point. Frequencer was doing well over there. That was when he transferred the likes of
Sporty FM.
Mahatma Otu and co even to House of Folk, or Sebonsu and co to House of Folk. When he took over, I think somewhere around 2011 as CEO of House of Folk.
Yes.
Even just talk about Olympics. You know, Atram Divisa. You know, Gordon Atram, when he was playing for Olympics, how he helped Olympics and co.
Yes.
So even if you want to come to sports administration, and we're using how or we are projecting that traditional clubs, all his ideas and co would have gone to Accra Girls Olympics for Accra Girls Olympics to survive or do well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kumasi Asante Kotoko. You know Achekem? Owned by Dr. KK Sapon.
Yes. Asekem FC. Yes. So they play where did they play their football? Offenso.
Yeah, it's always on our platform here. I check him. But some Kotoko. I'm not even going far. Nations FC.
Yes. Of course. Kwame Che.
Dr. Kwame Che.
Nita. So Kwame Che, look at his Nations FC project.
Yes. Dr. Kwame Che.
No, look at that project sitting there and tell me that you should have stayed at Kotoko.
You see, so that's why I'm saying that I think the two sides are true. There's a space for new clubs. Right? There's a space for new clubs. And I think traditional clubs also need to go along with the time. That football cannot exist without traditional clubs.
Football can exist without them. Football can exist.
I think, you see, you continue, Immortal.
You see, so all these things are, you know, if it is a meet, all these individuals are chopping off House of Folk and Kotoko small. Even when you go deep to other clubs, like Bofakwa, BA United, you will see Bekum Chelsea. As for Aduana is traditional club, or from Aduana tradition, because most of the when you get to Akan, most of the Akan are Aduanas. That one, when we are doing cultural studies, we'll go into that. So we won't talk much about Aduana because Aduana is a traditional club. But like Bekum Arsenal, Bekum Chelsea, even Bechem United, or it is believed that the owner of Bechem United is Kotoko sympathizer.
Oh,
yes, because you know Bechem, Duan Kwanta, and all those, their halves are part of Ashanti Kingdom.
Yes.
So you don't want to go back to their root.
Yeah.
It's Kotoko that they will go and support, or Kotoko that they will go and push. Let's talk about other clubs like Oko United. And as of now, when you go to Zone 3, no other club gets support on match day than Oko United.
Okay.
I remember 2012 at Kumasi Obayara Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
When we were playing the Middle League. Oko United versus Inter Allies. It wasn't easy. Kumasi Sports Stadium was almost full with Oko colors. Red, white, yellow. Was everywhere. These are the clubs. We want them to stay in the Ghana Premier League. It's not a club who are, when they are playing, you can't even count the supporters in the stands.
Yeah, that's true.
So the man is saying that we are having difficulties in the Ghana Premier League. We are not growing up, we are not getting fans at the stadium and because of the absence of major traditional clubs. When Azakes and Wise are playing at the Jendu Park, you will see how the match will be hyped.
What happened to those clubs?
We will get there. When Wise and Dwarfs are playing at Cape Coast, Jendu Park, even before newly built stadium, you will see a lot of fans out there.
Vipers.
You know, when you go to other areas, you will see a lot of fans. But now, because of the individual clubs, because they believe in
That is football.
Tonaton.
That is modern football.
No,
So they get players today. You check House of Oak line. How many times do House of Oak sell players? Just that lately they don't buy the quality the traditional club or a big club deserve.
Yes.
I'm not saying that the players are no players or they are not good, but the quality that they will possess to go and meet Ali and Co, they don't have them.
This is
You see,
Sporty FM.
but the individual clubs, a year they can sell players and get like $1 million, $2 million.
Yes.
If five or six people are managing a team,
Yes.
and at the end of the year we're able to get like $1 million or $2 million,
Yes.
even 500,000, it's okay for you because you are doing business as Ray is saying. But the traditional
That's
clubs,
why your traditional
Yes.
club will get relegated and will never see Premier League again.
but the traditional clubs, one,
Later. Because they are doing entertainment. It's community. They can't pay players.
is the one they are playing
They
for
can-
pride
Nathan,
and
these days,
the business as well.
these days, your pride comes with success.
So,
You see?
True. So the two things.
so our man is saying that if we are not careful,
Success brings you the pride you are looking for.
If we are not careful and continue to grow the individual clubs,
Yes.
we'll get to a point. We'll go to stadium. You won't see anyone.
We will like it.
No, but
We'll play empty stadium.
You won't see
We
anyone.
will play. Nathan, so ask him for me.
oh, hold on.
The
You won't see
Hazards
anyone.
and the Drafts and the Co-Uniteds, all the teams he's mentioning. What happened to them?
Yes, because those that have capacity to help the team.
With capacity. When did Randy Abbey get money to go and buy Out of Lions? When was that Haas? When was that Haas? When was that? Was he a billionaire? No.
He wasn't a billionaire.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but if you have something in your hand now, what can you do to help House of Oak?
Later. When
But
Randy,
but on
when
the
Randy
flip
got
side-
his money,
Yes.
he said, "Hey, no, this one's somebody's club. I want to do my own club. I want to run my own football
No,
club."
but we're not saying the man is not saying that.
Yes.
It's not right, though.
So me, I
but
should go
he's
and bring-
saying
I
that
should go and make my
if you
money.
are not careful,
Yes.
and you continue to grow individual clubs,
We'll continue.
we will get to a point.
We'll continue.
I think
Nathan,
if you
when
ask
we
me,
get- when
I
Ketu
think
Kweku- when
I think it's a mix
Nathan,
of
wait,
you
when-
finish.
when Ketu
Michael
Kweku-
Asaibedu has
when
joined
Ketu
us.
Kweku was doing House of Oak.
Yes.
He was not a billionaire. But he decided to do dreams from the bottom. Shot dreams to the top. And now look at dreams. Beautiful. They are models, Midiama. When he left House of Oak to go and do his Midiama, he was not a billionaire. He started it small. And then, but because, you see, all these people, Randy, Kurt, Midiama, Muspaka, all of them, because of the vision and how they understood modern football, they decided to take different routes to get their class to the top.
Yeah.
Nathan, we are doing traditional. Even those who were selling meat pie to support the traditional, they stopped.
Who was selling meat pie? You haven't told us the name of the person selling meat pie.
They stopped, though. They stopped.
That's
Now-
what you see, Ray. That's
now-
not the
now
question. Is
Fagbe-
who relax.
Fagbe
You
now
haven't told
owns the club.
Listener, somebody has texted. They said they want to know the name of the meat pie person.
Nathan, even the people who had money at the time were using meat pie business. to
But
support
you haven't told us who was selling
They've
the
stopped,
meat
though.
pie.
They've stopped.
What have they stopped?
They've
The meat
stopped.
pie
They've stopped.
business.
They've stopped. You see, the football collapsed the meat pie business. Now they've even stopped doing the football crowd.
Okay, relax, Ray. I'm
Okay.
you haven't answered the question. Who was the one selling the meat pie? And who was the one selling the meat pie? Can you tell us? You don't want to tell us.
So Nathan, so you don't know the club in Ghana that was founded by meat pie sales.
How am I supposed to know?
Nathan,
You said it.
Emot, I don't know.
Nathan, before I go, because Ray,
I don't understand. Ray, tell us. Everybody,
wait.
because people are
No, you
texting
don't
me.
know.
They said
No,
they
no,
want
no,
to know.
no,
I don't know.
so you don't know.
I don't know.
Emot, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't have evidence.
Okay.
I don't have
This
evidence.
This game is about
It's a game of evidence. You are saying meat pie must be there.
So Ray, before I go and then you allow Asaibedu
As I'm ready to come in, let's get
if you
this
continue to grow the traditional clubs,
Yes.
we'll get to a point we won't get anyone at the stadium.
No, but Immortal.
Because
This
Football
is
without
Sporty
fans.
FM, the voice of sport.
it's like what? You are eating without stew or soup. You see, we need to empower or find a model to get back our traditional clubs.
Who should we find model?
If you continue, even at the moment, if GFA decide to roll the club licensing thing,
Yes.
I'm not sure we will have maybe 4 or 5 individual clubs in the Ghana Premier League.
But at the same time, we talk about levels and professionalism. So what do we want? Right now, what do we want?
He wants us to play football for the pride of the for the community, people to be proud of the club.
See, I'm saying that that's Immortal. I think that the two can go together. This is what I think. Traditional clubs themselves, and I've given you examples of.
Nathan, but nobody should take me to Germany. You see, people are saying that Germany, Germany and Ghana, they are two different. What happens in Germany cannot happen.
No, you see,
so
I'm
nobody
saying
should
that,
take us to Germany. I've seen messages. People are sending me go to Germany.
Ray, the point is that all around the world, I'm saying that the most successful clubs
are traditional clubs.
But you see, Immortal, their success was not down to the fact that the state had pity on them, or there was a contrived way to help them. Those clubs, so they created a football space, and those clubs, by virtue of their own hard work, their own skills at doing different things, branding, marketing, blah, 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 have stayed traditional clubs, but have become big traditional clubs, respecting the principles and tenets of modern day football and modern day business running.
Thank you.
So Bayern Munich is a very traditional team, and Munich is as traditional as anybody, but they are a big club, but very traditional. Real Madrid, a very traditional team, but they are big, because they've gone with the times. Yes. So I agree with Immortal when he says that.
You've mentioned only 3.
I can mention 1 million.
4.
Me, I don't even want us to mention
the South American club. Even if you come to Africa, let's come to Africa.
Is Chelsea a traditional club?
Chelsea is a traditional club.
Chelsea is not a traditional club.
How are Chelsea
Football Club is not a traditional club.
How are they not a traditional club?
Nathan,
if you want to talk about what, like the teams, if you say tradition.
Look, Nathan, you see, Chelsea Football Club. You can't compare Chelsea Football Club, how they were formed.
Yes. But they were formed ages ago.
No, how they were formed, how everything has happened around the club these days.
Yes.
To Liverpool and Manchester United.
No, if you say tradition, what does that mean?
No, so tradition is...
Because Chelsea have been part of the furniture for years, for decades.
So you are talking about the very foundation of the club. The roots of the club.
Yes, is in West London.
Heavily embedded in.
Chelsea is heavily embedded in West London. Yes, heavily embedded.
But Chelsea, you can't say Chelsea is a traditional club because of how even ownership models have evolved over the years, and how they've completely departed from being bothered about fan culture and fan matters and deal with the commercial part of the game.
But all clubs are guilty. All the big clubs are equally guilty.
Real Madrid.
You finish. Let me bring my
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona. Yes. Mainly Liverpool to a certain extent.
When you see
Man City, Man United to a certain extent. Yes. These clubs, you can call them traditional. But beyond that, all the other clubs.
Arsenal are equally traditional because it came from railway workers or workers in an armory.
So even London. And the number of clubs there.
Yes, all of them are traditional clubs.
The number of clubs
because
there.
You see, they have roots in the community.
You see? So, let me give you an example. House of Folk Olympics. Then there's Legon Cities then.
Yeah.
Legon Cities.
Yes.
When Legon Cities came, everybody said Legon Cities is not a traditional, it's not an Accra club, right? Or Accra Lions. It's not an Accra club, but they play in Accra. That is what you get with a lot of the London clubs. West Ham.
But they have following.
Tottenham.
West Ham has a following.
Chelsea
have a following. Chelsea have a following. Brentford have a following. Palace.
All of them.
QPR.
You see, when you look at how they run their models, you can't call all those clubs traditional.
But when Lagos City, Wow Stars, when they were in Wa, they were traditional club over there.
When we say traditional, what do we mean? A club that has a link with the community.
It doesn't mean because it's in Wa and the supporters come there, so it makes it a traditional club. No, it goes beyond that.
Okay.
It goes beyond that.
Guys, let me bring in Michael as I bring.
It goes beyond location and where the team plays.
No, but in Ghana, location matters.
Okay, let me bring in Michael as I bring. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good. How about you?
Yes, we are fine. We are fine. I don't know what you make of our discussion on it all came from Kwabena Agyepong's comments really on Love FM. I don't know whether you heard those comments for yourself. right? What do you make of this argument we are having? Raymond seems to think that, look, clubs, if a club will thrive, it will thrive. It doesn't need to be a traditional club and all of that. And the modern day demands, if it demands that if you have money and you do well, you do well. I say that is that all clubs, be traditional or modern or new or whatever, all need to respect the same things in terms of how to grow to become attractive brands. So for me, it doesn't matter. Principles are principles. We have to respect. I don't know what you make of this discussion we are having.
Well, thank you very much. Before I even proceed, Raymond should stop the diabolism in the studio. Chelsea is a traditional.
I don't even understand why he's saying that. I don't get him.
Traditional club.
Manchester United is a traditional club. But Chelsea
Traditional club.
Chelsea is a traditional club, so stop that. But that was on the lighter side. On the more serious note, I think, I've listened to the arguments made by Raymond, the same made by Immortal and yourself. And I don't think either side of the argument is wrong. What we have failed to do is to find the perfect balance between continuing with the traditional clubs who are serious and bolding them and making sure that they are vibrant and then they are well suited to the modern demands of the game. And then also encouraging the one-man owned clubs, quote unquote, to also find their roots and then link up with communities to ensure that they will thrive beyond just one person running the team. And let me continue the conversation from there. I was evident, or I was witness to what Karela was doing under the late Senator Brigidi. They were a very vibrant club. They started very, very well. They had won admiration from both near and far. And in the entirety of the Western region, especially for the Nzema land, they were happy that finally there was a club to represent their interest. And when they were successful, the people connected to the club. So it was easy for then Karela United to be imbibed into everything tradition and culture of the people of Nzema Inase. And they bought the team, quote unquote, they bought the team as one of their own. And they invested their everything into it. In as much as it was a one-man owned club, they felt that the club belonged to them and they showed their support behind it. So basically what Senator Brigidi the late had to do was to pump in the resources, the finances and everything. But as regards the the support in terms of the spiritual, the moral, in every way that they could support the team, it was very evident. And I say with no shred of doubt that but for his passing, Karela would have been one of the mainstays in the Ghana Premier League, and they would have been very, very vibrant as it stands now. Unfortunately, he died with the dream, and after his death, we all saw the struggles of Karela until Haruna Idrisu decided to come to the rescue of the team. What has happened is that after purchasing the, despite several promises to the locals, he decided to move the club from Nzema. Now they are in the northern region, precisely Tamale. So clearly it tells you that one-man clubs are basically clubs that are vibrant when the owners have a vision, but unfortunately the owner passes on, they die without vision. So what am I speaking to? The structures, the hierarchy. It should be in a manner where if this person is not there, the club can still thrive, they can still survive, exist, they can operate, and they can still achieve a certain level of success. That is what the one-man clubs, most of them, have failed to do. So they die with that dream. Dewu United was not a typical traditional. Setiebua, who is now a chief, what he did was that he made it for the people of Dewu, so believe that the club belonged to them. Now, after Setiebua decided to coil and not invest that much, we all saw the demise of Dewu United, and they never became the club we expected them to be. So I think finding that perfect balance is crucial. Again, for the traditional clubs, they have a rich history, they have everything, and I'll use two clubs from the Western region again, Sekondi 11-Wise and Sekondi Azakes. These are clubs with a rich history, rich tradition. The locals connect to them, but the structures how the club has been handled from the administrative point of view, the managerial point of view, a lot of decisions have not been taken rightly. And this has gone on to affect the club. It started with short-term impact, and then we have seen the long-term negative impact. Now it is even a problem for 11 Wise and then Second D Azakes to play in Ghana's second-tier league. It tells you that you might be a traditional club. Necessarily, that is not enough to ensure that you thrive in today's football world. You need to add certain things to it, and that is where the issue has been. So where Kwabena Agyepong makes his case that we need more traditional clubs to ensure that we will bring back that enthusiasm, we'll be able to draw large numbers to the stadia to watch our games. I kind of disagree with him. By merely saying traditional clubs will bring that vibe back, I think it is much more of him living in the past. We have evolved as a people, and the difficulty with these traditional clubs is that they have failed to cope, or they have failed to match the pace of the evolution of our society. They are still stuck in the past, and the structures that need to exist to ensure they function and then do their work efficiently do not actually exist. And when something is put in place to ensure that it will fast track such clubs into this era, there are elements within the club who fight it, and it eventually becomes like a power struggle. And that power struggle leads to the club suffering in the end, because when two elephants collide or they fight, it is the grass that suffers. And this has happened several times. Let me cite instances for you at Asante Kotoko. Was it Raymond or Nathan who mentioned Dr. Kwabena?
Yes, Raymond mentioned yes, and Immortal too.
Excellent point. Now, Kwabena was a board member of Asante Kotoko. He had good intentions to ensure that the club would thrive. Then there were elements within who also felt when he is successful, quote unquote, meaning he will take all the glory and we will not be mentioned. So there were elements within who had to fight him. He did his bit, which was take Asante Kotoko to the CAF Confederation Cup under CK Akono. They played in the group stage, needed a crucial win against the Zambian side. Is it Zesco? They needed that win to qualify to the next stage. They couldn't. Now, after that campaign and the kind of commentary that was run on the media, championed by some unseen faces, clearly it was just in an attempt to pull the man down and ensure he does not continue. Apparently, Menchia did not listen. They decided to form a board, and I dare say that board was the beginning of the end of Kwabena and whatever vision he had for the club. When suggestions were made at board level, it was met with a lot of divided opinions and opposition. Initially, decisions like Kotoko needs to acquire their own stadium, blah, 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 never saw the day of light. And we saw Kwabena eventually quit Asante Kotoko, go start his own footballing project, what is now Nations FC. They don't just have one of the best teams in Ghana's top flight. They also have one of the best privately owned football facilities in the country. But all these ideas and investment perhaps would have been going to Asante Kotoko if the structures allowed for such. So how our traditional clubs are structured do not allow for modern day managerial methods to be applied for success to be achieved. The system that exists will fight such growth. It will fight such evolution. And that is the problem most of our traditional clubs face. So if you see Gold Stars drawing numbers to their facility, it is because Gold Stars is not your typical traditional club, but they have tied themselves to the community they operate in, and then its surrounding environs, and the people have bought into it. So there is much more modernity in terms of structure, because Asante Gold Corporation, the company that is solely in charge of financing the BNA Gold Stars, will ensure that there are structures that are working. So there is a well-functioning board, there is a well-functioning management. So one chief somewhere does not feel he has the power to take decisions that will affect the club, whether positive or negatively. It has to pass through a board level. So you might see, quote unquote, BNA Gold Stars as a traditional club, but they are not really your typical traditional club. It is a community-oriented club, and it belongs to the people. One way or the other, it becomes part of them. And that is where we need to go. We need to find that balance between, okay, I am a Busua Dwarfs, I operate in Cape Coast. Fine, if you operate in Cape Coast, what next? The downfall of Busua Dwarfs is basically tied to the demise of Nanedu. When Nanedu was alive, he was financing the club to levels where they were even competing in Africa. Now, after his death, the club has not really had a structure that could continue the legacy of Nanedu. Since he was the one man doing his own thing, he died with his vision, and the Busua Dwarfs has died with it. It has not risen again. They've been in and out of the Ghana Premier League, and they are pale shadows of their former past. They are no longer producing quality players. They are no longer vibrant in terms of top flight league. Even in the second tier, the Division 1, they are not more contenders. The only time we've heard about Dwarfs being a contender to qualify for the Premier League is when there is a change in power, and the people believe that when NDC comes to power, it will help Dwarfs to qualify because they have such a storyline. During the times of the late Professor J.E. Mills, they played in the Division 1 League playoff with then Midiema, which is now Wasserman, which has eventually been sold. And then the way things work with referee J. Olamte and the others, things did not really go well. So there is that held belief that Dwarfs normally get some support from the NDC when they are in power. But that aside, what structures are there to ensure Dwarfs continue? The same applies to Cape Coast Venomous Vipers, another traditional club. Then the face of the project, then the name has escaped me. When he left, the vision died there, and there was no continuation. So our problem is we are still stuck to the past, thinking that how we did things in the past is actually how we need to do it now. And that is why I want to disagree with Kwabena Agyepong. We don't need traditional clubs to ensure that our Ghana Premier League is vibrant again, that a large number of people are going to match venues to watch our games. No, Brekum Chelsea is not really your typical Brekum club. The typical Brekum club is Brekum Arsenal. If Chelsea are playing today and then Arsenal are also playing, forget about Arsenal not in the top flight. The number of people who would troop in to watch the Arsenal game will be like triple or quadruple the number of people who go and watch Brekum Chelsea game. Chelsea is your typical Bechem club. Now there was, I don't know how exactly to put it. I wouldn't say fallout. But Agama, who is now running Bechem United, decided to move away from how Chelsea was being run, form his own club and start his own vision. Then it bet Bechem United. Then Chelsea decided to move. Then they were playing at Sunyani Coronation Park and they relocated to Brekum just to see how things work. But they've not really been accepted as your traditional club. But they are doing things right. The people of Brekum feel that the club is now the only one that is selling them. It is bringing a lot of people to the town. It is exposing them to how Brekum is, and they are happy about it. So whenever Chelsea has to play a game, they will show up and support, although it is not really tied to them as their typical traditional club. So it is about how effectively we do things. And now we should make sure that first and foremost, whether it is a one-man club or your traditional club, there are structures that exist that allows for continual growth. Structures that exist that embraces the modern tenets of the game. How do we run football now? So that people who are not directly involved in the running of a club don't take decisions that will affect the club. That is my issue. And we need to find that balance. Unless we do that, it will basically affect all of us. Someone was also mentioning Dreams FC and Keto Kreku. So
yes.
It was Alhaji Bimbo, Gigi Alifo, Keto Kraku deciding to come together. Now, Bimbo was former Midland.
Midland, yes.
They all came together with their footballing ideas to form a club where it could be a hub for talent development and eventual transferring of that talent outside Ghana for revenue. And we see the vision of Dreams FC continue from there. So Keto Kreku has now left the direct running of the club, but it is still functioning because there are structures to ensure that. And that is what most of our clubs, if you are to look at even the clubs in the top 2 tiers of our football, 60-65% of these clubs don't have proper structures. So the people running it leave, and it becomes an issue. And it was an issue that Midiama faced at the early stages of the club being bought, changed from Kesben to Midiama.
Yeah.
Moses Ama then had money. He was very ambitious, and he decided to do things as per his feelings and his pocket. It was costing them money. He did not really understand that in football, structures will need to work. And he spent a lot running into excesses of debt and all that. But when he came to appreciate that there needs to be structures to ensure that the club will function this way, we've seen how Midiama have grown and evolved along the line. And now they are one of the best run clubs in Ghana. In almost every facet, check their media team. They are producing quality videos week in, week out. They have one of the best social media teams, making sure that all their social media platforms are being fed. They have a well-functioning board made up of reputable people who putting in ideas to ensure that Midiama grows. So as it stands, Midiama has struck foreign partnership deals with clubs outside Ghana, and they are sending players there. But this wasn't Midiama in the past. A lot of things have changed. So we need to ensure that when we want to make our league thrive, it must not necessarily be a traditional club or a one-man club. It must be clubs that are being well operated, have excellent structures in place, people who are experts, people with the right expertise to run the club. We often speak to our game not having enough people coming to the stadium, and we forget that we blame players, standard has dropped. We blame coaches, standard has dropped. How about we also look at football administrators? What standard of football administrators are we turning out? How innovative are they? What kind of ideas are they bringing on board? This is also another crucial area we need to look at. Raymond was speaking about one person who used to sell meat pie to like that. I only know of Arizakor and then the Bar Stop restaurant and how he was able to push the club to that level. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things that happened at that restaurant to ensure that has to be run efficiently. Mm-hmm. It was at that level. It was in that era, and it suited it. And they took us to the apex of the African game.
True.
And then they became an internationally acclaimed club. At a point in time, House of Folk were in the rankings of CNN. They went to that level. It was the administrators then applying their wisdom and the best practices that was suited to that era to run the game. Tommy O'Kine and the others. Now, how is House of Folk being run? It is a club that looks like it would badly need a vibrant leader, someone to drive the club forward. So check instability at the managerial level. Gerard Nianka will come, he will leave. Neil Armstrong Motabe has passed through the scene. A lot of names have come and gone, including Fred Krenzel. Now it is Delali Yanku, and a lot of people have chastised him that he's not doing anything. Asante Kodoko, you mentioned the same. So we have instability at the managerial level because it looks like we are fitting in square pegs in round holes. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I think that where House of Folk wants to get to, if you have Alaji Akambi running it,
This
it is not going
Sporty
anywhere.
FM, the voice
And
of sports.
these are the issues we need to confront ourselves with. And then we need to say the naked truth and find ways about it. The level of football administrators running the game now is so low and it's not taking our game to where it's expected to get to. When Herbert Mason was running Asante Kotoko, we all saw it. It did not only bring a positive transformation to Asante Kotoko, where they were going for trips to Germany for pre-season, South Africa and the others, but it also brought transformation to the local game. It brought some sort of professionalism to our local game because everybody wanted all of a sudden to be like Kotoko. When Obuasi Goldfields emerged and they started to do things right, now they became the envy of a lot of Ghanaian football clubs and fans. Everybody wanted to emulate what Obuasi Goldfields were doing there. Then again, when champion, Dr. Kwabena came.
Yeah.
Ash Gold is a traditional club. It belongs to the people of Obuasi. But during the era of Kweku Frimpong, a lot of people were not watching Ash Gold games. They were not going because they felt the club was not being run properly. Mm-hmm. So these are the issues. So all the arguments you've made are solid, but I want to add this, that we need to find that balance between how many traditional clubs do we need and how many will be very vibrant in this era and how many one-man clubs are being run properly. So it has to do with the football runners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In putting in regulations to check against clubs who have not been run efficiently? Do you have the structures? Do you have the finances? Are you in a position to ensure that your club will run consistently for a medium term of 5 years, for a long term of 10 years?
Sporty
We should be doing that integrity check. There is a name for it, where we subject the owner.
Yeah, in England they call it the proper persons test. That's like the name they call it, the proper persons test.
Excellent. If we are able to do all these things, then it means that we are gradually removing the bad nuts from the good ones, and then we will have a select group of clubs who are fit for purpose and are being run properly. Then we will see the fans and the type that we expect, the bars, the euphoria around our game coming back. Because football fans, you see, we are fickle-minded. We only enjoy the success. Tomorrow we forget about it if things don't go well, and we will not be showing up. And don't forget, there is stiff competition now. A lot of football is on our screens, on social media, everywhere. Even Bundesliga matches are being shown by bloggers on YouTube.
Yep.
What does it mean? There is a lot of competition. So if we don't do our stuff right to entice fans, those who belong to that era and those who belong to this new era, will always be caught lagging behind. They will be blaming it, oh, we need more traditional clubs. It is not the panacea to the issues that we are suffering today in our game. It will help in a way if the traditional clubs are being run properly, but I want to make a case that whether a one-man club or a traditional club, unless you are running properly and you are doing things right to achieve success, you will not be able to get the support that you deserve.
Michael, you're absolutely right. I guess the argument around the table, well, I guess the conclusion is that it's a synthesis of all these different perspectives. We need traditional clubs to thrive. We need the one-man clubs. But the bottom line is that all of them need to be run based on modern principles. Once they are all run based on modern principles, they will, once they thrive, the fans will go to the ground and watch. You know, so it's a mix of everything.
So simplicity.
It's a mix of everything. If everybody is doing their thing well, we'll all go and watch, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but the individual ones, they are doing well, but no one goes to stadium. Look at Accra Lions.
You see, that's what I'm saying.
No one goes to stadium, go and watch them.
That is true. Immortal. So
they play virtually empty.
No, that's
Immortal. So
but when the Accra United comes, we will see a lot of fans at Accra Sports Stadium or Nkoko Park or Kofodia Stadium.
Bring Okowu first, and then we'll continue the conversation. Let them come.
Okay, Michael seems to disagree with Immortal. Michael,
you watch the last FA Cup. We all can testify that there were a lot of people at the stadium. Was Accra United versus Bechem at the Cape Coast, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of fans. 2016. There were a lot of fans over there. But recently, what do we see? Because Accra United command a certain number of supporters. Okay. Wherever you go, they go with their clubs.
Okay.
But now Accra Lions, sorry to be mentioning Accra Lions. Accra Lions play very good football. You go to Accra Sports Stadium or University of Ghana, then you see 2 or 3 people. They are sitting there watching Accra Lions with their beautiful football because they don't have the roots.
No problem. So they will have to also grow that side.
When are they going to grow this?
But the two years or 30 years to go to
traditional class.
Michael
they have the touch already.
Okay,
let me remind Immortal of something.
Uh-huh.
He's mentioned dwarfs. He's mentioned Hazakis.
Yes.
He's mentioned all the old clubs you can think of. He's mentioned all of that here today.
Uh-huh.
I asked him one simple question. Why are they not still here at the top level with us?
They're falling by the wayside.
They're falling by the wayside. And in fact, Nathan, all those years they existed, how successful were they? In terms of titles, were they that successful? Were they more successful than Hearts and Kotoko? No. Trophies, winning trophies itself has its own advantages.
Yes.
It has its own fancy to bring you.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying that. Accra Lions, if they get very successful in the Ghana Premier League, 1 season, 2 seasons, they stay consistent, delivering FA Cups, playing in Africa, later, automatically, people would have love for Accra.
No, their model is ton, tititon, so they will not get there.
Immortal. It's simply because Immortal. I agree with you, but it's simply because of the demands of the time. A club will have to survive. It's not a business.
Yes, it's a business.
So if the fans are not coming,
so we don't get the fans. We'll go to stadium and say, oh, Ghana football is good. We are Ghana football.
But Nathan, Why have I set up the football club in the first place? To make money.
Yes.
Okay, to make money.
Yes.
So if
then we should not complain when we go to the stadium and fans are not there.
If I'm not raking in revenue from the gates, I have to find other ways of raking in revenue. And that's why you see I keep going to the meat pie story. Nathan, people sold meat pie to make a club a top club.
Yes.
After selling it for a very long time and realizing that, Charlie, look, this thing is almost looking like sunk cost. They gave up. They ran away. Their meat pie business collapsed and all. Because they kept investing, they kept sinking in money. They were not getting the returns as they expected. They left it. They left. When they left the club, they were in debt too. Some went to assume chieftaincy roles and things. It's a serious matter. So I'm saying that to find a sustainable business model,
yes,
to run a club going concern, that is the most important thing a club should consider first. That's like
it's survival.
It's survival.
That is true. Nathan, before Michael can, you see, we are not against that. What I'm saying is that then we should come and sit here and say that, Charlie, University of Ghana be 10,040, and we cannot fill the University of Ghana. We cannot fill our sports. We cannot do this. Those days we used to be doing it. So now we should go to the account and say, Dreams is making money.
Yes.
Interlice is making money.
Yes.
So the football is successful. We should not use fan base and empty stadium and go and say Stonebwoy has gone to Accra Sports Stadium and he couldn't command fans over there and go. We should know this. We are here.
Immortal.
We don't want to be hearing Nathan, I don't want to be hearing Ray saying that Accra Sports Stadium is empty, so Ghana football is good.
Ray, I'm saying Ray. Immortal. Immortal. I understand you, and that's why I'm saying that all of what we are saying, a bit of your point, a bit of my point, a bit of Michael and Ray's point, those are all the things you see. They will have to come together to ensure the success. I agree with you if you say that we cannot say we are doing successful football when fans are not there.
Yes.
I agree with you. So again, if it's the FA or the clubs or the Football Republic, a way has to be found to get the fans there.
Yeah, that is getting more traditional clubs in the league.
No problem. But Immortal, even if we get the traditional clubs in the league, Immortal, and you have a club, for example, you have a traditional club where they don't have functioning anything, nothing of their club works. How many fans will you keep when you don't have proper structure?
So that's when the FA will lead them. Club licensing is there to guide them, for them to get the proper structures.
Let me show you something. Today. See the DIU doesn't have a club.
Yes.
The DIU is not playing football.
Yes.
Let the DIU join House of Folk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Automatically, the number of fans who go to the stadium will increase because of the DIU.
Because of
the pool.
Yes.
The pool is there. Yes. Let a player like Kwabena Agyepong, who is currently struggling in Europe, come to House of Folk.
Yes. Or let him go to his hometown. Let him go to play for Brekum Chelsea.
Bring Barney back.
Yes.
Okay. Bring a few stars that we've heard of.
Yeah.
Bring them back into the Ghana Premier League. Automatically, you see the interest. The interest will go up. Today, if you and I are going to watch traditional club, Azakes, Oko United, that's my brother wants to put it. Who are we going to watch?
Okay, that's also a fair argument.
We'll sit at home and watch it on TV or watch it on YouTube.
Yes, but that stars, they command a certain number of our supporters than some of the individual clubs.
How many supporters will you bring from Okowu to Accra to come and fill the stadium?
Most of the
Nathan, how many supporters will you bring from Okowu to come and fill Accra?
When you follow the zone 3, wherever they go with a certain amount of supporters. You see cars 20, 30 following them.
A billionaire wants to acquire Okowu United. Give it to him.
No, he wanted to own the team.
Why not?
Wanted to own the team.
Okay.
But as a traditional team, they said they will not give everything to him. So that's where the team is standing at the moment.
So Okowu will continue playing in Division 2.
They are coming. This season it's time for Okowu United.
Oh, I love this job. I love this show. I really, really love this show. You hear all kinds of very interesting points. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Listen, if you are listening to us and you want to send us a comment or you have a perspective on this traditional club and one-man club business, 054-257-1061. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. So send me a message, right? Send me a WhatsApp message, 054-257-1061. Let's move on to the Champions League. Last night was a very interesting night. There were all kinds of interesting results. Let me just run the results by our listeners, for those who maybe watched 5 minutes and went to sleep and didn't know what happened again. Let me give you the results from yesterday's UEFA Champions League games. Okay, so Athletic Bilbao, Athletic Club 0, Arsenal 2, PSV 1, Real Union Saint-Gilloise 3. That was a very interesting result. Saint-Gilloise, they are a very daring team, and they went to win at PSV. Benfica 2, Karabakh 3. If you ask me, that was the result of the night. Benfica 2, Karabakh 3. Hey, and Ray, you're telling me that Benfica have kicked out Bruno Lage?
Yes, and as we speak, according to reports, Jose Mourinho is on the verge of becoming new Benfica coach.
Hey, Jose!
Yeah.
Great, hard
Jose
guy.
Mourinho is almost there.
Anyway, other results, Juventus 4, Dortmund 4, and Real Madrid 2, Marseille 1. Real Madrid conceded the first goal, but they used 2 penalties to turn the game around, even though they got a player sent off. Dani Carvajal got sent off. And then in North London, it was Tottenham Hotspur 1, Villarreal 0. So that was the score there. Michael, which of these games did you keep an eye on, and what were your own thoughts on the Champions League's resumption or the Champions League's return last night?
Well, I watched the Bilbao Arsenal game since it was played earlier, and then also watched the Marseille game. But I think the biggest winner on the night was Karabakh, and I've not seen such a comeback from a team that is unknown in the context of this competition. But go 2-0, secure that win. I think it was precious, and it has to come at one of the respected venues in the competition, the Estadio da Luz. This is the venue where even some of the established teams go to, and then they struggle. And for Karabakh to go 2-0 down, climb back into the game and win, I think it's utterly impressive, and you have to give it to them. They've had a miraculous campaign in the qualification right until this stage, and they are continuing from there. It's been an exciting journey for them, but how long would this take? But even before they start getting worried or concerned about that, they need to revel in the moments. And they've actually caused a man to lose his job, and they actually, they virtually brought back Jose Mourinho from from the sidelines, and I think it's positive. So kudos to Karabakh. But to the Arsenal game, yes, again, not also pretty, but I think it was an efficient job that they did. In the first half, it was very dull. Not so because Arsenal decided not to play, but Bilbao themselves did not offer much of an attacking threat. And they came back in the second half, another dull encounter. Then Arsenal had to turn around the tide, especially with players off the bench. It goes on to speak to Arsenal's depth, something that many expect to help their cause this season. If they are to challenge for the Premier League, challenge for the other domestic cups, and even go further than they went in the Champions League this term, they will need to have quality both in the starting 11 and then on the bench. Yesterday, Eze was replaced by Martinelli, and you could tell that he really wanted to prove a point. He was not happy being benched. And players have different ways of reacting to such instances. Some will allow their fury to get over them. They'll get angry and then react in a not so positive manner. Some will also use that anger they feel within, use it as fuel to burn, get energy on the pitch to prove that they actually need to be considered. And that is what Gabriel Martinelli did. His goal was absolute Martinelli-esque. He timed his run, outpaced his marker, and then he had to unleash the shot into the net. So direct and typical of Gabriel Martinelli. But I think it is positive for us now. Playing a tricky game like this, even without your best attacker in Bukayo Saka, without your captain in Martin Odegaard, and then without one of your established central defenders in William Saliba, Arsenal still were able to do a solid job, kept a clean sheet, and then won comfortably. I think we should start to take Mikel Arteta's team serious. They are not playing the best brand of football, something that will please you as regards the aesthetics, but they are doing the job. And I think in terms of efficiency, we have to give it to them. Real Madrid and how they labored to win against Olympique Marseille, should it have been so? I'm not surprised, but I think Marseille did really give a fight. They did well. They proved the point, but it was just Madrid being Madrid. And maybe we can stick to the second penalty and all that, but I don't think anything that happened on the field that ensured Madrid won meant they did not really deserve the win. Marseille did well, but I think Madrid actually did get most or a chunk of the attacking options. They got a lot of chances to score against Olympique Marseille. And you have to give credit to Geronimo Rulli, the goalkeeper for Marseille. He put up a lot of saves to deny Mbappe at the point, Rodrigo, all the other attacking players. They did very well. He did very well to deny them, especially in the first half. And then Marseille took their chances. But if you are playing against teams like Madrid, then you would have to know that no matter how well you play, how well you execute your plan, they could always use a moment to turn around the game. And that is what we saw. When Madrid conceded, Rodrigo weaved his way through, won a penalty. Madrid clawed back into the game. Then Aubameyang had an excellent chance to score, hit the side netting. Then Madrid's moment came again. This time around, another penalty. Then they scored. And I think it is positive for them. Yesterday, I remember mentioning that Mbappe gets to enjoy himself on the opening match days in the Champions League. So now it is the last 4 seasons he scored in game number 1 for his side. Previously with Paris Saint-Germain, now with Real Madrid too. I think he's doing a solid job, and we have to give it to them. So these were my focus areas regarding the games that we played yesterday. But let's give a special mention to Juve Dortmund. I think they served absolute jump and excitement yesterday in their 4-4 draw.
It was chaos. Dortmund took the lead. Juve fought back, and then Dortmund thought they were going to win the game, only for Juventus to fight back. Let's stay a bit on Real Madrid, and a bit of an interesting footnote. Vini Jr. didn't start the game. It was Rodrigo who started, and it generated some conversations. I was with the guys when we were watching the game, and some people were speculating that this is an indication that Real Madrid could be considering letting Vini go. I know that they are going back and forth in the background over a contract extension and all of that. Do you get a sense that it could be Real Madrid telling everybody that we can dispense with Vini Jr. as and when we want, or it's just a managerial decision on the day that I think Rodrigo serves a better purpose, to beat Marseille than Vini Jr. will probably do?
Well, I think first and foremost it is Alonso deciding to make people aware that he's the one in charge and he has the backing of the club. 2, it is also Madrid's stance on Vini Jr. that they might not be able to offer him what he expects, and if he does not compromise on his stance as to his demands regarding the contract renewal talks, then they would have to offload him. But they want to do it in a tactful manner where they don't bench him to affect his value, so that when it comes and he has to leave, he will still be at a value that is well appreciable, and they can make their money and allow the player to go. Can Madrid thrive without Vini? As has been evidenced, if he plays or he does not play, the main man now is Kylian Mbappe, and these are the markets laid down. So they are ready to move on from Vinicius Jr. But the question is, are they suffering by not including Vini in the starting lineup? I don't think so. Rodrigo was at the receiving end in terms of the right wing. He's been disposed of that position by an 18-year-old in Franco Mastantuano. So he is also hungry to prove his case. Vini Jr. will also be hungry to prove his case that he is not as perhaps we've made him. He's better than that, and he deserves more minutes. What Alonso has done is that he's not just bench Vini or relegated Rodrigo from being a natural starter from the right wing to a bench warmer or someone who has to rotate positions on the left with Vini Jr. What he's done is that he's brought some stiff competition to the left wing position. So now, irrespective of who starts, you know that you are as good as your last game. And then the chance of you starting the next one depends on what you give. So Vini will start today, he knows he will need to give his best to merit another chance to start the next game. If Rodrigo also starts, he knows he needs to do the same. So it's brought that competition to the left wing area, and I think it's positive for Alonso. He gets to benefit from two hungry Brazilians. And don't forget, we are in a World Cup here. Vini will love to play more games to ensure that he's always seen in the first plans of Coach Carlo Ancelotti. The same applies to Rodrigo. The more minutes he plays, the better his chance of being in the final squad for Brazil, because there have been some other young attackers who have emerged. There is a Estevao at Chelsea. Rafinha is a red hot form at Barcelona. So if you are not wing, if you're a wing attacker, then you know that you need to play more to deserve more minutes at the national side, especially as we approach a World Cup. So I think it's a master stroke from Xabi Alonso. People might look at it differently, that he's trying to assert his authority, prove that he's the main guy, he's doing that. But also tactically, it could also be a way or a strategy to bring the best out of the two players to ensure that they consistently deliver quality while also naming Mbappe as the main man of the team. So it is a win-win situation for them now. There are no issues that they've been dealt with as a result of this negatively. They are winning games. It is bringing the result. Rodrigo won a penalty yesterday. When Vini came on yesterday, he also contributed. So I think it's all positive. And I want to give thumbs up to Xabi Alonso for doing this. He showed that he's learned from all the coaches he's worked under: Pep Guardiola, Mourinho, Rafael Benitez, Carlo Ancelotti. And I think he's applying all the knowledge he garnered from them. And it's working for him. So kudos to him.
Well, we'll see how this story plays out. Vini Jr. and Real Madrid tagging it out on or tagging at each other in terms of a contract. Tonight, Ray.
Yeah.
You want to share a quick thought?
Yes. My concern was, or my game of the night was the Carabao game.
Benfica 2, Carabao 3.
Yes, and Nathan, a lot of people.
But what is Immortal saying? It didn't work. It doesn't make sense.
A lot of people haven't paid attention to this Carabao team. Okay. Carabao, their coach, has a combination of European and South American players.
Yes. One of them scored, was it Andrade? Leonardo
Andrade, he plays for Cape Verde. He's a Cape Verdean. So he's the only African in that starting lineup. But when you pay attention to the squad that he's put out there, yeah, you realize that he has a good mix of experience, technical ability, rugged play. He has a mix of everything. That makes Carabao very unpredictable. So you look up front. The man who plays up front for them, Camilo Duran, is Colombian. Okay. He joined them from Portimonense in Portugal.
Okay.
Came with a different style of play, leading the line for them with different attributes. In defense, there's Silva, who is Brazilian.
Sporty
there's Medina, who is Colombian. And then there are two players who play in Azerbaijan. That's the European mix.
Yeah.
Then there's Jokanovic in the middle of the park, who plays as a CDM. He comes from Montenegro. So he offers them that steal that you normally get from the Eastern Europeans. Then you have Borges up front, Kadi Borges, who's Brazilian. Then you have Zuber, who is French. And then Duran, who leads the line, who is Brazilian. So in terms of skill set, in terms of technical ability, he gets a bit of everything from all the players. And these players are ready to work for 90 minutes. So you look at the first half, going 2 goals down against Benfica. The odds were stacked against them, heavily stacked against them. So everybody was expecting that, well, this was going to be a walk in the park for a team like Benfica. But later,
Sporty FM.
we saw them show a lot of determination. We saw them show a lot of promise in that game. And I'm not surprised they ran away with the two goals. But Benfica themselves have had issues. Okay, since they last won the Premier League with the German coach, Schmidt, they've not really been there and about. They've not really gone about their business delivering like the Benfica we've always known.
Yes.
And they also struggled when Jorge Jesus was there. They never won a title. They never won a title under Jorge Jesus.
Okay.
So between 2020 Okay, between 2020, that was pre-Bruno Lage one. Between 2020 and now, they've not won the Portuguese. They've won the Portuguese title only once in 2022 with Roger Smith.
Okay.
Since then, we've seen Sporting and Porto really sit on them. So even in their own domestic league, they struggled. Bruno Lage had excellent spell in the first time he won the Portuguese Liga, so he came with lots of experience, knowing very well he could deliver for them. But it's not really come off. He's only won the Taça de Portugal. That's the only title.
The Portuguese Cup.
Yeah, the Portuguese Cup. That's the only thing he's won. And results haven't really gone as they would expect. And so they had to put the plug after yesterday's performance. Indeed, we saw Benfica last season play in the Champions League. We saw them play even at the Club World Cup. They look like a decent team. But this season, after a draw against Santa Clara, who they didn't expect, and after defeat to Karabakh, the owners felt, well, they have to change direction because, I mean, they see themselves as a club that should be doing better. You can't be losing to Karabakh and expect that we keep you in the job. So, Jose Mourinho is available. We can allow Bruno Lage to leave, and then we bring in Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho knows the Portuguese league. He comes back home to, stay where he loves. And so, but in terms of personnel, I don't think that they are lightweight when it comes to personnel. There's still Otamendi in the squad. There's still your good friend Pavlidis. Yeah, Pavlidis. He scored yesterday. And so, in terms of talent, they have lots of very good players in their fold. And so, we are only expecting that they bounce back stronger in the remaining games. They even got this boy Man United were chasing at a point. This Colombian midfielder, Rios. Richard Rios.
Yes.
This was a player a lot of Man United fans were clamoring for, but they went for him. Start of this season, they went for him. They bought him from Palmeiras. We saw him at the Club World Cup. Fantastic player. So, in terms of personnel, Benfica are not short on quality. All they need is a coach to bring the confidence back. And once they get the confidence back, they should do a job. But nobody should write off Karabakh in this season's Champions League. They are fearless. That's what they bring in. Fearless and unpredictable. And so everybody should watch out for Karabakh as the tournament continues. As for the other shock result on the night, I think PSV didn't cover themselves in glory. For Peter Bosch, his days are numbered. Yeah,
I've always said that when you play a Peter Bosch side, you will get goals because they are a very open team.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, this season already in the Eredivisie, he's lost to newly promoted Telstar. Okay, so he himself, he's sitting on a time bomb. The moment he drops the momentum in their quest to win the Eredivisie, immediately Feyenoord, Ajax open the gap on PSV. Peter Bosch should be the next manager to lose his job. So I think that he should back up. But Union Saint-Gilloise actually, they gave a good account of themselves. They played well.
They did.
Arsenal, I wasn't expecting them not to win against Bilbao. Bilbao, for all their fantastic performances in the Spanish league, they've struggled in Europe, especially the Champions League. And so I was expecting that tradition to continue for them. Juventus, Dortmund, well, Juventus should be worried because they've served us 15 goal trailers in the last two games. Clearly
4-3 against Inter,
and then 4-4. Clearly, there are problems. In the two halves that you should win games, they have issues. Well, they have issues in one. Up front, they are scoring. They scored 8 in their last two. Yes.
They've conceded 7.
They've conceded 7. Clearly, they should be looking at fixing that problem. And you see, this Juventus team looks like a new look. It's a new look Juventus under Tudor. Okay. And you look at that defensive line. There's Kelly, there's Kalulu, there's Bremer. Not your assured centre-back pairing. But again, Tudor is trying to figure out how he can get the best out of these players.
Sporty FM.
Goalkeeper, Gregorio. I don't think that this goalkeeper can see them through the season because these are players you expect to deliver for you. These are players you expect to hold the line for you in difficult times. Last season, he looked quite impressive. But this season, I don't know what's come off for him. But maybe he'll get better. In the middle of the park, I think Kwabena, Turam, Cambiaso, not our Cambiaso, but this is a younger Cambiaso, Andrea Cambiaso. Yeah, decent. Up front, Openda, well, he's been on and off. We saw him a couple of times playing in the German Bundesliga for Leipzig. He's never been that player who gets you lots of goals. He's decent, but not your. We've seen Juventus boast of quality strikers in time past, but he's not that boy who can deliver 20 plus goals for you a season. But that notwithstanding, I think Jonathan David has come in, beginning to prove that yes, if he gets more playing time, he can do the job. So, and Yildiz scored a spectacular goal yesterday, and he's just a young boy, a 20-year-old, still a lot to learn. So, I think Juventus will come good in the course of the season. But if you are conceding so many goals, Igor Tudor must be concerned. They must be worried.
And
as for Dortmund,
for somebody who played as a defender in his time, it's quite shocking.
Yes, shocking that his team is leaking so many goals. I think that he should figure out. But this is what we like. For us, the neutrals, we want to see goals in games. We want to see exciting games. And so if you are giving us 15 goals per game in 2 games, we are expecting more goals in the subsequent games to be played. So for Juventus, I think that a draw, if they had lost that game, it would have been a bit hard on them. Playing at home, would have been hard on them. But they did the job. Tottenham, Thomas Frank is doing a good job there. Got his first win against BRL. It's good for Tottenham. They can continue from where they left off. Last season they were in the Europa League finals. I'm sure they'll be hoping to get to the knockout stages of this year's Champions League. And so they started well. Clean sheet, 1 goal, own goal. That goal came very early. Investors thought, well, after scoring the first goal in the 4th minute, the over 1.5 and over 2.5 were going to happen. Sorry, boys. You keep trying. You can come again. So I know. Michael Azarwedo is upset. But
Michael, are you a victim?
Michael.
Are you a victim?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was hit very hard. It's very hard.
Well, let's see if tonight's games will bring better returns. Olympiacos take on Paphos. Slavia Prague face Bodo Glimt. That's the early games, the 4:45 games. The 7 p.m. games, Ajax versus Inter, Bayern Munich versus Chelsea, Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid, and Paris Saint-Germain versus Atalanta. That's a game I'll keep an eye on. PSG versus Atalanta. These are the 7 p.m. games are tasty games. They are tasty games. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Top quality teams meeting each other. Ajax, Inter. Inter Milan have not had a good start to the new Serie A season. They've not had a good start. I think they've lost 2 straight games. Yeah, they lost at home and then they lost on the road to Juventus. Ajax have started relatively okay, so it will be interesting to see how Inter Milan respond, right? How they respond to starting poorly in the Serie A. Bayern Munich Chelsea looks like the game of the night. Looks like the game of the night. These 2 teams have a very interesting history there. They met in a Champions League final. Chelsea won that. Bayern Munich did a number on Chelsea over 2 legs a few years ago. I think this was the COVID time on Bayern Munich's way to winning that Champions League trophy. Michael, let me bring you in. Thoughts on this one? It's interesting that maybe almost a year after Company got the job, he's still in the job, surviving, holding on, guiding Munich to a Bundesliga title, which has bought him extra time. And now he takes on Enzo Maresca, leading Chelsea into the season's Champions League after last season's exertions in the Conference League and in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think for Company, it is for the fact that Bayern have not found a suitable replacement in the event that they are sacking him. We all know they went through difficult times or challenging periods in finding the coach who replaces Thomas Tuchel. A lot of the options they wanted actually turned them down, and they felt that they had to settle on Company. And since he came on, I think he's done a decent job. He must be respected for how he's able to get a team to play competitive football again. On the domestic front, I think they are now unbeatable, and it is only their European adventures, which has been a bit less convincing, and especially their turn up in the FIFA Club World Cup. That is where they were found wanted. That side, I think, he's done a good job, and they feel, as they've not gotten someone who is better than him to replace him if they sack him, they still need to keep him at post. That is how come he's there. But the game is going to be interesting for various reasons. One has to do with the coaches at the helm of affairs. Company was interviewed by Chelsea, prior to them hiring managers to become who leads the club and who does not. Maybe before Pochettino came, he was one of those that they are seriously considered. Eventually, they did not ask him to come and lead the project. Now he's at Bayern Munich. We want to prove a point to Chelsea that this is perhaps what you are missing. If you had hired me, then this is how the team would have been. But I don't think the Chelsea hierarchy would themselves have any concerns or doubt as to the work that Maresca has done. Chelsea are not quite the finished article yet, but on the evidence of what Maresca has done in his first season and where he's continuing from, I think there has been massive progress, and he needs to be given credit for how the team has evolved along with the times and how they play now. They look a different team, mentality-wise, and even the general football they produce on the field. Chelsea have been better. So the two coaches give me the influence that we are going to see a very interesting game this evening between Bayern Munich and Chelsea. The history, this is a repeat of the 2012 UEFA Champions League final, and it's only made special in the fact that it took place at the venue today's game will be happening, the Allianz Arena. Chelsea went there to shock Bayern and cause them much more heartache, and I don't think the Bayern fans will forget this anytime soon. So it will be a game where Chelsea will play in an atmosphere where the Bayern fans will make it very, very unfriendly. They will make it tense, and it will test Chelsea's mental mettle. How tough are they to handle this kind of environment or this kind of atmosphere to be able to play their game? And when you're able to do this, when you overcome such a challenge and you prove that you can play, that is when people can actually make a case that, well, the Chelsea team have matured, and we have to give the credit to Enzo Maresca. So between the two teams, I think their most recent encounter was in the round of 16 in the 2019-2020 campaign, where Chelsea were then being handled by Frank Lampard, and Bayern Munich won 7-1 on aggregate. They won 3-0 in London and 4-1 at the Allianz Arena. And it means that Bayern have the better head-to-head in their most recent meeting. But that will not be enough to decide this time. All the teams have it. So the game will be won or lost. It will be the middle. Bayern have excellent attackers. Harry Kane, Michael Olise, Serge Gnabry is back scoring goals again, not forgetting Luis Diaz. On any given day, this attacker lineup is capable of upsetting the odds against any kind of defense. And this is a Chelsea defense that is handicapped. Levi Colwill's absence is actually affecting them. The combination of Tosin Adarabioyo and Trevor Chalobah are really paying off. Chalobah might be okay in dealing with 1v1 situations, but whenever Tosin is exposed in 1v1 instances, it's mostly found wanting. And I think Chelsea's defense is a problem area for them. Bayern's attack is also a strength area for them. It is quite the opposite too. Bayern's defense is not as solid as compared to how it should be. And Chelsea's attack is not, and then they can cause harm to any kind of defense they face. So the two attacking units are excellent, and they are facing weaker defenses, and that is how come I think this game will much depend on the midfield battle. Bayern's midfield versus Chelsea's midfield. Whoever gets to control the say, and I want to favor Chelsea more, just because I think in terms of consistency and then also in terms of options, they have it more than what Bayern has. Bayern have Pavlovic, they have Joshua Kimmich, they have Leon Goretzka, and I think they are light in the middle. Of all the positions in their side, the department that is light in terms of personnel is their midfield. And that is a department where Chelsea is well stocked in, and I think it helps their cause. So whoever dominates the midfield battle will actually be in a position to win this game or decide the outcome of this match. I think it's going to be an interesting one. We will see goals from both sides. So for investors, you can look out for the two teams scoring. We're seeing more than 2 goals in the game. And then whoever has to win, if you want to be on the safe side, then you can look at Bayern or Chelsea win. I think this is a game that does not end in a draw based on what is at stake and what needs to happen. So Bayern are favored just because they are playing at home, but it's a game that can turn based on momentum. So expect the odds to swing when the game starts.
I totally agree with you on the midfield bit, right? And I can't argue with that. When you deconstruct the midfields in question, you can tell that Chelsea's midfield seems to have a bit more about them, right? There's Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, and if you add Cole Palmer, that's a huge creative spark. Somebody can argue and say that, Olise negates that. But I think that on the defensive side, Chelsea do have a bit more solidity. The players are more efficient in their roles. I look at Enzo, especially Caicedo, for example, and the fact that he is there and he's on form, that is a huge boost, and a platform on which Chelsea's midfield can build something good. So I get the sense if Chelsea will get a good result, that midfield will be very, very, very critical and very crucial in getting that result. So I think Chelsea will have to aim for that kind of control so that they try and stifle Bayern. Because in terms of attack, that's why I think Bayern could probably edge Chelsea out a bit. There's Harry Kane, there's Olise and Gnabry. But Chelsea's attack is a very formidable one as well. João Pedro, I've mentioned Cole Palmer, and other some of these guys who are now trying to find rhythm. Jamie Gittins, Esteval, they are trying to find. So whereas Chelsea's attack, if you take out, say, João Pedro, the players in the wide areas are now trying to get into rhythm. You have Munich's players who are a bit more comfortable and more settled playing those roles. So I guess it will come down, as you said, maybe moments. It will come down to the team that finds those moments to dominate and take their chances. So it will be a fascinating one. I'd love to see Chelsea in the Champions League after doing all the things they've done in the Conference League and the Club World Cup. It would be nice to see them back in the big time. The other standout games for tonight, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. I'm sure we'll see Alexander Isak featuring at a point. Liverpool will feel confident. Atletico Madrid have not looked good at all since La Liga started this season. They have 4 points. They are struggling to stop teams from scoring. They themselves can't find goals to score. And Liverpool's attack look like very relentless. We saw what they did at Burnley. It was only 1-0, but they stayed in it until the very end before they won. And now they are playing against Atletico Madrid, whose defense can't seem to stop teams from scoring. They themselves can't find goals. This should be fun. I suspect we'll see Isak's first Liverpool goal probably tonight. If not, Ekitike, he'll start. Mo Salah should get some goals. It looks like it's potentially a good game for Liverpool to begin the campaign with, unless Atletico find a performance tonight. And the last time they found one at Anfield, Thomas Partey was running that midfield for fun, and he's not here anymore. So I guess we all should think about Liverpool probably winning this one, right, Michael?
Yeah, definitely. I think where the game takes place does not really favor Atletico to go there and do what they did, as you mentioned, because after that dominant performance from Partey from midfield to influence Atletico Madrid exiting Liverpool from the competition, I think Liverpool have overcome it. Since then, they've met Atletico Madrid in the group stage, where they won both games at home and away. And so it looks like it is not that typical, aggressively robust, very difficult to play against, technically and tactically efficient, and they can make the job very difficult for the opponent. There is a very much changed Atletico Madrid side. They are full of attacking quality, but lack proper balance in terms of midfield and then defense, and they are conceding goals for fun. They had a moment of rest fight over the weekend when they defeated Villarreal in the La Liga. But prior to the international break, they were actually suffering. They hadn't really enjoyed a delightful start to the campaign. And so there were talks that perhaps is it time for Diego Simeone to leave. But I think that win over Villarreal will calm such tensions. It will quell such talks and maybe allow Simeone to do his job. But the Liverpool game, to me, has come quite too early for Atletico. They still have issues to sort out in their team before they are made that team that is fearsome enough. Because even in their win against Villarreal, you could see that they weren't really that solid defensively. Albeit they kept a clean sheet, they still have issues in their middle. But for the attack, you can actually speak to the quality that they do possess. Against Liverpool and at Anfield, I think it is a different kettle of fish. Liverpool come with an added quality. They come with an added energy, and they come in with renewed spirit and belief that this season could be special than the previous. And let's not forget, Liverpool had a remarkable run in the Champions League last season. The team that eliminated them were not better than Liverpool in over 2 legs. Liverpool went to the Parc des Princes to win against PSG, and they lost a goal to 0. They were only eliminated by virtue of penalty shootout. So it's a real match of a gap between the team that I would think want to beat as it stands now in Europe, and then this Liverpool team. And then the attacking additions, I think they were excellent in the transfer market. The additions of Florent Wirtz, we've not seen him that much on the domestic front, but I think in a different competition, different stage, the kind of the standard in the UK or in the Premier League is different from that in the Champions League.
This is Sporty FM,
whatever
the
challenges
voice
or
of
struggles
sport.
that Florent Wirtz is going through, I expect him to overcome them when he steps into the Champions League and play for the club. Ekitike has lit up the scene since his first game for the club. We are yet to see Alexander Isak, and that is how dangerous Liverpool is. Even without using Isak, even without Wirtz showing up so far, they are perfect in the Premier League. So just imagine when all the attacking players come into the equation and they contribute their quota, it is going to be marvelous for them. And I think Liverpool stand a better chance of defeating Atletico Madrid. They are also very strong at home. They are one of the teams that make sure home dominance counts in competitions like this. They have won their last 14 UEFA club competition home matches, either in the group or the league phase, and they've scored 2 goals or more in the most recent 13 of those games. So it looks like when teams visit Anfield on nights like this, it is actually a difficult ground for them. So the atmosphere that the Liverpool team will create, aside their quality team and their quality coaching, how they will make the opponent feel is also crucial. Fans add up to it. They become like the 12th man, and they always give the Liverpool team energy when they are in need of such. And I think they'll also be a major factor in this, in deciding who gets to win the game. My money will go to Liverpool. And if there is any player to score or assist, I want to give it to Florent Wirtz. Arne Slot said Alexander Isak will likely get some 45 minutes in this game. If he does go from the start, or if he comes on in the second half, I expect him to also get involved. But definitely, I cannot do all this analysis and then excuse the main goal threat for Liverpool from my likely goal scorers. Mo Salah, he craves nights like this. He yearns for opportunities like this, just for him to continue to remind the Liverpool fans that he's still there and is still their main goal threat, as much as they've made some attacking additions. So it'll be a beautiful one, a remembrance of the old, and then a notification of the new who have come on board. So Florent Wirtz to score or to assist, Mo Salah to score, Liverpool to get multiple goals in this game against Atletico Madrid, a defense that seeing goals like it is nobody's business. I expect them to concede multiple goals against Liverpool, and then Liverpool to win. That is something that I expect, but I will not rule it past Atletico Madrid to also get a goal against Liverpool, because the Liverpool defense have not been that cocksure. They did not ball it. They also have their own issues to contend with. And judging by the attacking quality possessed by Atletico, I think there's decent chances, and maybe gotten a score sheet, but I think they will not outscore Liverpool, and that's why I think Liverpool will carry the day in this match.
Well, I go with that. PSG Atalanta. PSG don't have Dembele. and Desiree Doué. They'll have to make do with Gonzalo Ramos, who they had plans of selling, but they couldn't really move him on, so he's there. It will be Bradley Barcola. Kavisha Kvaratskhelia picked up a bit of an injury over the weekend. I don't know if he'll be fit to play, but they start at home. They are the defending champions against Atalanta. Atalanta no longer have Gasperini managing them, but I mean they potentially could be a tough challenge for PSG at the start of their defense.
Well, I've seen this Atalanta team. They don't look like that team that was exciting and carried a bit of fear factor.
This is
Like we saw in
Sporty
that
FM,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
voice
That's
of
They've only
sports.
won one game
Yes,
this season.
this season, and that's where
Win, 2 draws.
that's where I seem to have a bit of, I'm not very confident about their chances going into this one. Now, what PSG have, at least, even in the absence of Doué and Dembele, is consistency.
Yeah.
This unit has been in these games. They've played these games all season, from last season, and they would want to begin their campaign on a good note. Now, you look at that Atlanta team. Up front for them, there's Kristovic, who has just joined the team. He joined the team from Lecce last season. And Lecce, in the season, they got I think 16 goal contributions, 11 goals, 5 assists.
Sporty FM.
He's now leading the line. They've introduced Kamaldeen Sulemana into the fold. Again, a new player who has come.
Yep.
Then,
Skamaka.
all of those players are players who you would expect.
Michael is laughing. You remember his West Ham stint,
West Ham
right?
stint, yeah, very, very, very troubling times for him. But even he, these days,
Has only one goal. He scored
Yeah.
one goal this season.
yes, and even he will be missing in this game because he's injured. So you look through the team and you realize that definitely this team is going to have problems. This team is going to have serious challenges. Lookman is inactive. Lookman would have made a lot of difference.
Yeah.
So Lookman wanted to go, they didn't want him to go. All of those things behind the scenes have been sorted out. But Lookman definitely will not be playing in this game. There's Ederson as well who will be missing in the game.
He's injured.
You see, so you look at the team and you look at the people who are the players who are supposed to come in and fill in that slot. There's Derun, there's Pasalic, but there's Zalewski, and all these players may not be able to deal with those 3 boys in the middle of the park for Paris Saint-Germain. So you are looking at that
Ruiz,
PSG team, and
Vitinha.
you are talking about Vitinha, Ruiz, Neves, ever present. You look at that back line, and we've gone back to that back line that played the entire season last season. Chevalier is the only change there. So you have Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, and then my good friend Mendes. You are still going to deal with these players. There's Kvaratskhelia, who knows Italian opposition very well.
Yeah,
Kvaratskhelia, who knows the Italian very well. There's Barcola, there's Ramos. Ramos has been decent in games in Europe. Okay, so when you don't expect too much pressure to be on him, he finds a way to deliver. That's how he's managed things in this Paris Saint-Germain squad. Okay, when there's no pressure, he's able to find his way around things. And even in domestic cups last season, we saw
Sporty
him
FM.
excel in the French Cup. So the only challenge he's had is when he's had to play in the league, where he struggles a bit. But even that last season, he got a good goal return of 10. Ramos knows how to score. And if you remember Ramos from his days at Benfica, this was a striker who was scoring 19 plus goals a season. Okay. Things have not come up for him at Paris Saint-Germain. But he's still a young striker, he's still a young forward. And if you look at the amount of work Enrique did on Dembele to get him to be that threat up front, definitely you can expect him to work on Ramos, and then he would possibly start banging in the goals in the absence of Dembele. So I think that Paris Saint-Germain have a very good squad that should be able to hold their own in the absence of Dembele. Barcola, decision making in the final third has been suspect. He's not really scored as many goals as you would expect. But these are moments in which you have to pick your
This
moment.
is
You have to pick
Sporty
your
FM,
chances.
the voice of sports.
Last season in the league, he scored 14 goals, managed 10 assists. That was last season. It still means that Bradley Bakola is still that player in attack who can find the back of the net on his day. Again, in the Champions League, yes, it didn't really come up for him, but he managed 3 goals, 4 assists. So he's still that player that carries a lot of threat. So I don't see this PSG team struggling at all. In terms of goalkeeping, Donnarumma was the last line of defense for them last season. Exceptional, made lots of saves for them. Chevalier equally is good.
Yeah.
And so I think that Paris Saint-Germain are in a good position. Atlanta will struggle with the absence of some notable players. They'll miss it. And the fact that under a new manager, they are learning new things.
Urich's football is very different from Gasperini. Urich's football, very, very different from Gasperini. Not as solid, not as compact as Gasperini. So I get the sense.
And so Paris Saint-Germain would find spaces around them.
Maybe Atalanta.
That midfield alone, I mean, should be good to send Paris Saint-Germain through. So I think that Paris Saint-Germain will do a good job. My interest in tonight's games will be 2 teams: Bodo Glimt and Paphos.
Paphos are in Greece. They take on Olympiacos.
No, yes. So, they're a very short trip from Cyprus to Greece. They should be comfortable in that one.
Bodo Glimt, they go to Czechia to take on Slavia Prague.
Yes, so for these 2 teams, I saw Paphos play the qualifiers. I think on their way to reaching the stage, they beat...
They knocked out Celtic, right? Celtic.
No, was it Celtic? I think they knocked out.
Was it Celtic they knocked out?
So they knocked out Red Star Belgrade.
Red Star, okay. Red Star
Dynamo Kiev and Maccabi Tel Aviv. When teams come in like this, very unpredictable, you must be worried. Anything that comes up against them should be worried. And so Olympiacos, yes, seasoned campaigners in the Champions League, but they haven't been that team. They haven't been, for all the brilliance they've shown in Greece, for all the brilliance they've shown in the lower tier competitions like the Europa League, like the Conference League, they haven't really been that team in the Champions League. So Paphos will not be too worried coming up against a team like Olympiacos. Okay. And if you look at Olympiacos themselves and their record in the Champions League, Olympiacos have lost 16 of their last 20 UEFA Champions League main draw matches.
That's not
They've won only 2 and drawn only 2. So Paphos would go into this game very confident.
Sporty FM.
Bodo Glimt, on the other hand, they are currently unbeaten. They are on an unbeaten run. I think it spans close to 15 games. Yes, Michael can correct me if I'm wrong, but they're on a run. And again, this is a team. In the last 5 years, we've seen them there and about Europa League, Conference League. We've seen them in those competitions. And we've seen them come up with some strong performances. Against Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague themselves, not a team you can write off. But I think that Bodo Glimt will fancy their chances going into this one.
Well, we'll see.
They are very confident side. They are very confident looking side. And potential banana skills. We've seen Norwegian teams come to the Champions League and not really cover themselves in glory. Rosenborg, Molde, and the likes. But Bodo Glimt have something about them. It's difficult to tell exactly what it is. But if you are looking for an upset tonight, or if you are looking for potential banana skin in the way of teams that you would expect to win, you are looking at Paphos and Bodo Glimt tonight. So for
This is Sporty FM.
Nana
the
Kwame
voice
and
of sports.
Imota and Michael and his friends, they should watch these 2 teams.
They should watch the 2 teams.
At least.
Paphos
At
and
least
Bodo Glimt.
these 2 teams would get goals tonight.
Okay.
At the very minimum,
Okay.
they will score goals tonight.
Okay. The final thing I will say about the Champions League is... sorry, Mike, what did you say?
I'm going to trust Raymond's words.
Okay.
If the predictions do not come true, I'm coming for my money.
No problem. It is on record, so we can always hold Raymond to task. What I will say though, I'm very interested in Kamaldeen Sulemana. I don't know whether he'll get minutes tonight. I'd love to see what he does with the minutes he may probably get this evening, as Atalanta are on the road. They are very likely to play on the break. If they do, I'd love to see what Kamaldeen does. We'll switch quickly and talk about the World Athletics Championship. But MTN is saying that if you love MTN free after 1, they are giving you MTN free after 1 extra. Now, with free after 1 extra, you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk. And you also get 100 MB of data for free after your first call on Saturdays. So you see, now is the time to talk extra with all the people you care about and love and all the people in your circle. To subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra today, just dial star 550 hash and follow the prompts. All right, let's get into the World Athletics Championships happening in Japan. Now, Team Ghana will be on the track a little later. Ibrahim Fuseni will be taking part in the men's 200 meter heats. He's in, I think, heat 4 or 5. I'll check for you. But yeah, what has happened though in the competition in terms of results? Yes, we do know that Kipyegon won a historic 4th world title, women's 1,500, and you know, she's doing big things. She's a retired men's world record holder, Hisham El Garouj, as the only other athlete in history to amass 4 1,500 meter titles at the championship. So Faith Kipyegon of Kenya doing big things on the track. We'll be crossing over to Yafusulabi in a bit. He's in Tokyo, bringing us up to speed on the competition. But what's happening so far, what will be happening today, we'll say morning, but it's actually night in Japan. There's a men's triple jump, javelin throw, pole vault, women's 200 meter heats, men's 200 meter heats, men's javelin through the qualification, men's long jump final, the women's 400 meter hurdles semi-final, the men's 400 meter hurdle semi-final, and then you've got the 1,500 meter men's and women's 3,000 meter steeplechase. So those are the things on the menu. So let's go to Tokyo. Yao Fusulabi is joining us. Yao, how are you doing? I guess it's good evening, right? In Tokyo, it's nighttime in Tokyo.
Yeah, Nathan, it's good evening here in Tokyo, and I'm in the media center, so I can't really lift my voice so much. So yeah,
that's fair. It's what? It's let me guess. It's 6:35 p.m., isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
6:35, 9 hours ahead. Anyway, what has competition looked like, or so far what's happened between the last time we spoke and today? You are at the ground. I guess the night session is about to start, right?
Yeah, the night session is about to start today. But I think that a lot of what has happened is, from yesterday we've been updating our listeners and our viewers on what is happening here. I think that the biggest one is the Faith Kipyegon's, 1,500 meter gold medal, and doing it with Dorcas Ewoye, who, she's taking in her stride as a protege, and she's really helped. Now, also, Alex Amankwa yesterday ran for Ghana in the 800 meters, and we know how it went, and a lot of controversy also about his interview because he mentioned that he's the country's national record holder, he's the best ever for the country and all of that, and I think that it didn't sit too well with quite a number of people. But I think that Alex did not say anything wrong with those comments. I think that he is definitely the Ghana's record holder. What he said though was that he wanted to do better at this competition, but it just didn't work out for him. And I think that from what we've seen, look, there are Olympic champions, world champions who are not making finals of their respective events. So for someone like Alex Amankwa, who is only here at the World Championships for the first time in many, many years, I think that this is just a reflection of what he could do, and that's what he has just done. So I think that ideally that's really what has happened in the last few days. Yesterday, the men's 110 meter hurdles was done, and Grant Holloway was not there. It was Cordell Tinch who won for the USA the gold medal, and then there were 2 Jamaicans who won the silver and then the bronze. So sprints are coming in thick and fast. Quite a number of long distance races are also coming in, and I think that today the 200 meters will be really, really exciting to watch.
Well, you mentioned the 200 meters. That's when Ghana has representation in there. Before we talk about the wider field, Ibrahim Fuseni, he's running in heat 5. Your thoughts on potentially how he could fare today, and what Ghanaians could expect or should expect from Ibrahim Fuseni?
I think that the last time Ibrahim Fuseni ran in a very competitive race was at the Africa Games in 2023. In 2024, actually, it was 2023, but it was hosted in 2024, and he finished 4th in the final. But the time wasn't particularly good because I think he ran a sub 22. I think it was in the 21 region. So that was the last time he ran anything competitive, and this is the World Championships. He's run a competitive race to qualify, but we're looking to see what he'll do. I mean, I'm not expecting too much from him though. To be very honest, I don't think that he qualifies from the heats into the semi-final, because we know just how these things have worked for Ghanaian athletes. I mean, this is his first ever World Championships, and there will be nerves, there will be jitters, and I think that maybe he'll be drowned in the occasion, and he might not be able to deliver his best. So I think that the expectations should be really low for Ibrahim Fuseni, and let's just take whatever comes the way it comes. I hope that he's able to. I really hope that he's able to qualify to the semi-final, but I think that it will be very, very difficult for him. I mean, I've seen the guys he's going up against, and it's not going to be an easy field at all. It's going to be really, really difficult for Ibrahim Fuseni.
Well, you mentioned the people he's going up against. Brian Lavelle of Jamaica is in the same heat.
He's actually a medal hopeful in the 200 meters. That is if athletes like Noah Lyles and Tebogo and the others do not sort of come to the party, if I should say. He is one of the guys who could actually win a medal. So it's a very tough field. There's a Zimbabwean in there as well who also ran a really good time.
Yes,
year. So
Makanakashi Charamba.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just hoping that Fuseni delivers something out of this world to qualify for the semi-final.
Well, as I was saying, the other people in that same heat, you've got Gwat of Australia, a young athlete with a lot of potential, and there's an athlete named Blessing Akwesi Frifa representing Israel, obviously of Ghanaian descent.
Yes, of Ghanaian descent, yes.
if you like.
Ghanaian descent.
But just broadly, how is the 200-meter field looking like? I see Wade Van Niekerk in there. There's Kenny Bednarek also in there. There's Letsile Tebogo in there. Andre DeGrasse, Noah Lyles. Oh, how is that field looking? How do you think the semi-final picture is likely to look like when all of these heats are done?
I think all of the names you've mentioned will make the semi-final, and when they do, then that means that it will be even tougher for qualification into the final. And look, all of these names you've mentioned are superstars in their own rights. I mean, Kenny Bednarek, Wade Van Niekerk is a 400-meter world record holder, and he's done it over a certain period, and he's been really, really good. He's now getting into the 200 meters, hoping to make an impact in here as well. And if you compare how he ran the 400 to how the 200-meter races go, you just have a little inkling that he could deliver a really good result in the 200 meters. So we're just hoping to see that all of these names you've mentioned have a really good day and give us something really, really nice to watch later tonight. But I think that all of them are superstars, and they will all qualify into the semis. It is after this stage that we have to be expectant of what is going to happen in the final.
Great. Apart from the men's 200, what other things will be happening tonight at the Japan National Stadium?
So I think the men's 200 and then the women's 200 are the two most important things that are going to happen today. Look, when I was entering the media center earlier today, it was what everybody was talking about. You know, every time, every single day, there's one event that captures everybody's attention. Yesterday it was the 1500 meter women's race, and then the 110 meter hurdles. Those were the two. But the 1500 meter women's race was the one everybody was talking about because of Faith Kipyegon. Today it's the 200 meters that everybody is talking about, and everybody is looking to make just everybody is just waiting for what would happen in the 200 meter races. I mean, I can't wait for the races.
The voice of sport.
I'm just hoping that we have a really fast track. I mean, already the track has been really, really fast. Look, some of the times that we're seeing today have been some really, really good times, and I'm just hoping that the 200 meters gives us even better at this stage.
Well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye out. The women's 200 meter heats the heats do have very established names. Marie Jose Talu Smith,
Yes.
Melissa Jefferson Wooding is in there as well. It's a very, very strong set of heats that will be run. So we'll see all kinds of big names. Dina Asher Smith, all of them in there.
Yes.
Sherika Jackson and all.
Yes.
Great stuff. Yeah, so in terms of Team Ghana, after today, when next will Team Ghana be on the track?
That will be on Thursday, and it won't be a track event. It will be a field event when Rosie Yeboah gets onto the women's high jump. And then the weekend we'll have the relay teams also compete. So after Rosie Yeboah, then we have the relay teams. Then that will just be it for Team Ghana.
All right. We'll see how things go. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the night session. We'll get more updates from you as and when they do come in, as you've been doing. So enjoy yourself. I see Fento Tahiro in the corner. Send him my best shouts. Okay. Send him my best regards. Take care and enjoy the games.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Yao Fusulabi, a man on the ground. He's in Tokyo, keeping an eye on the World Athletics Championships, and his coverage, by extension, Sporty FM's coverage on social, on radio, YouTube, all of that, proudly sponsored, especially Yao Fusulabi's coverage on radio, proudly sponsored by Stanbic Bank Ghana. So you heard it, Ibrahim Fuseni is running in the men's 200 meter heat. He's taking part in heat number 5. Heat number 5, which is the heats begin at 11:15 Ghana time, 11:15 a.m. Ghana time. So from 11:15, the various heats will take place, and Ibrahim Fuseni's heat is heat number 5. Now, who is he running with? Omar Simpson. Okay, Omar Simpson, they're of Virgin Islands. Thomas Nemec of Czechia, Tove Tuna of Papua New Guinea, and then you have Makanakaishe Charamba of Zimbabwe, Blessing Akwesia Frifa of Israel, Brian Lavelle of Jamaica, Gort of Australia, and Naeem Jack of South Africa. Now, some of the other athletes taking part in some of the other heats in the men's 200 meters. Wade van Niekerk, he's running in heat 1. You have Emmanuel Eseme of Cameroon running in heat 2. Adrian Kerr of Jamaica running in that same heat as well. Heat 3 has Kenny Bednarek in there, and Udodi Onzurike of Nigeria also in that heat. That is heat number 3. Heat number 4, Christopher Taylor of Jamaica, Andre DeGrasse of Canada, Noah Lyles of the US also in that same heat. Liberia's Joseph Fambule is also running in that heat. So heat 4 is a stacked heat. And then you have heat 5, which has Ibrahim Fuseni. And then heat 6, you have Letsile Tebogo of Botswana running in that heat as well. So those are some bits of info for you to take note of. 11:15 a.m. That's when the men's 200-meter heats will begin, and then you have the women's 200-meter heats, which will start at 10:30 a.m. You also have Marie-Josée Talou-Smith in that heat. That's in heat 1. Heat 2, Melissa Jefferson Wooden also taking part there. In heat 3, athletes like Ashanti Moore and Christy Edwards of Australia in that heat. Heat 4 of the women's 200 meters, Brittany Brown in there, Daryl Nita of the United Kingdom also in the heat 5.
Sporty FM.
You have Sherika Jackson of Jamaica running in heat 5. And then in heat 6, you have the likes of Dina Asher Smith of the United Kingdom also running in there. It's 9:50. All right, let's do our final interview for the morning, and then we will call it a day. Now, on the 27th of September, something really interesting is happening. Something really interesting is happening at the Reach Tennis Court in Tantra Hills. It will be a very interesting mix of sports and some great social work. People talk about sports doing things or sports solving problems. Well, this is an example. Now, I've been joined by Gloria Boatima Ando. She's a suicide prevention activist. Okay, she's CEO of Wenglo Family International, and they concern themselves with suicide prevention. So they are having a very interesting sporting event on the 27th of September where they will talk about suicide, right? They'll talk about suicide and share some great insights through sports to guide people and to talk about, mental health issues, because suicide is a very serious issue. Okay, let me get to the line. Let me get to the line. I've been joined by Gloria Boatima Ando, and she's a suicide prevention activist. Madam, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM.
Good morning.
Great. How are you doing today, madam?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Yes, we are fine. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you just give us a background to this? Why you're doing this event, changing the narrative on suicide through sports? We are curious. Give us some context to this. Why are you doing this? Why is this important? And why do you want to talk about suicide?
All right, great. So, as we all know, our mental health is very key, and every human being thrives through their mental health, social, physical, and emotional, which is very key. And looking at the numbers that are rising in suicide in Ghana by the CEO of Mental Health Authority, and the fact that we've been doing this for years, it's time we bring it to the courts, because exercise is also part of the things that helps you to have a very sound mind. So this time we decided to have suicide prevention on the courts. So we dubbed it, the theme for this year is changing the narrative of suicide. And then we decided to change the narrative of suicide to sports. So basically, sports is part of the things that helps our mental health. And a lot of people play tennis. It is a place where we can bring everyone together, connect, play, and also clear our head as well. So basically, it's for that. And also to raise funds to support the NGO for the past 7 years. We have Eric online as well. He is a captain for Atomic Tennis Club.
Okay.
Achimota Tennis Club.
Okay. I'll get to Eric in a bit, but Doris, just staying with you. So, just run us through how the day's activity will just run us through how the event will come together, how it will unfold on the day.
Okay, so we've invited over 10 tennis clubs that's to participate in this event, and during the event there will be activities like celebrity play. There will be clubs also that will come to also play. We are playing the doubles, we are playing the mixed doubles, and we are playing men doubles and women doubles. So basically, these activities will be competitive between the clubs.
Okay.
Yes, and then there will be a little talk on mental health, because like I mentioned earlier on, we all need that. And after talking about it, we need to act it, which is exercise, is also part to clear our head. After playing, then we come to the fun part where we connect from various clubs.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And then we take it from there as well.
Great. Let me bring in Eric. Eric, you are with the Achimota Tennis Club, am I right?
Yes, Gary, I'm with Achimota Tennis Club.
Okay, Nathan here, not Gary, by the way.
Nathan. Yes, Nathan.
Wonderful. So, why did you agree to be part of this? I guess you would have wanted to be doing other things, but you've decided to be part of this. What was the motivation for your tennis club to be part of the event, changing the narrative on suicide through sport?
Sporty FM.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think that it was important for our club to join this campaign, because lately you hear a lot of corporate guys, you hear a lot of people struggling with depression, struggling with stress and stuff like that. So we thought it as a group or as a club that it would be important, because we have a lot of corporate guys in Achimota, where we think that it will be a beautiful event for us to also clear our heads from all the mental stress and depression that people are facing, and to be an ambassador of this great campaign.
Well, sounds like a very noble cause to be part of. Gloria, in terms of clubs, do you have a set number, or if some other clubs want to join, are there spaces for them to join?
All right, so we have, for now, we have 6 confirmed clubs that are participating and playing. We have Sakumono, we have Domi Tennis, we have the Rich Tennis, we have Achimota, we have the Premium Tennis Club as well. And yes, I think basically that's it. So it's open for all clubs to participate. But for the game, looking at time, next week is when we are playing, and we need to schedule the game. So if you're able to confirm before this week, then good to go. But if you're not able to confirm and you still want to participate, it is open to all, even individual, corporate organizations, anyone that's interested in playing tennis and also having to connect to this, and also raising awareness is also important.
Eric, so for Achimota, which of the events are you taking part in? Singles, doubles, mixed? Are you doing all? People are curious, they want to know.
Right. Achimota, we have the best players as we speak now. I think that there's no tennis club in the greater Accra region that can compete with Achimota. So we are competing in all the categories, all the disciplines. Achimota is playing singles, it's playing doubles, mixed doubles, and then the women's doubles as well.
Oh, okay. Sounds like the full package there. Finally, as we wrap up, what will be your concluding words? Are there any sponsors? I forgot to ask. Are there any prizes for successful teams or the winners?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
There are prizes for all the winners and even participation clubs. And we want to also call on organization individuals. I mean, support us with something. It's very important. Aside playing and connecting, we also have projects that we undertake to help the youth in school. We do campus store. We do the pad distribution. We even pay fees sometimes for students.
Okay.
And we call on all these organizations to support. But I want to also say a very big thank you to those who have supported Reach Tennis Club, Party Hub, Danny, OB Photos. I mean, a lot of them. I need to really list them out and say a very big thank you to them, because they've been wonderful, especially with Ashimota as well coming on board, helping us support and helping us plan this event. The Ghana Tennis Federation, the Greater Accra Tennis Federation, I mean, all those in charge of these, they've been very helpful. And I want to say that a very big thank you. If you can just give me a few minutes, I have their names here. The Rocks updates by Danny, Party Hub, Ashimota, Dome, Sapumono, Tennis Chick, GBA, GDA, and Chris, and basically that's the people that I want to say shout out. So, and the individuals that have contacted me, the Beast team, to help in various way and sponsoring this event as well. So there'll be free drinks and then some kebabs to munch on. So do not miss out.
Wonderful. Eric, what will you say? I give you the final word. What will be your concluding comments as we wrap up our interview?
Okay, Nathan, thank you. I think that I would want the corporate world, I would want all the clubs that are participating to take full advantage of this opportunity as it borders down. You know, work stress and stuff like that puts a lot of pressure on people. So it would be great if we can have a lot of clubs joining to advance this campaign.
This
and
is Sporty FM, the voice of sport.
The clubs that have already registered to join, I encourage all clubs to come in their full capacity to be able to support this noble campaign.
Wonderful.
We look forward to seeing the rest of Ghana and Accra at Rich Tennis Club at Tantra Hill on 27th of September.
Okay. Guys, thank you. We wish you, Eric, we wish you and the team the very best. Gloria, congrats on pulling the event off, and wish you the very best ahead of the 27th of September.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Guys, take care. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. So I was speaking with Gloria Boatima Ando. She's a suicide prevention activist, and she's the CEO of Wenglo Family International, a suicide prevention organization. They've been in existence for the past 7 years, and they are championing the cause of saving lives and promoting mental health. So in this regard, they are doing an event on the 27th of September, changing the narrative on suicide through sports, and it's the tennis edition, and it's happening at the Reach Tennis Court, Tantra Hills in Accra, on the 27th of September 2025. So if you're a tennis club and you've not signed up, get in touch with them. Or you want to sponsor, if you want to sponsor, call them on 0244 861 697 or 0246 943 508. So call and get some details. If you can sponsor, do it, because it's a worthy cause. It's a wonderful thing. You're also doing your bit to spread the gospel of mental health, get more people to embrace the idea of mental. We shouldn't treat it like is this far off subject or is a taboo subject. We all get affected mentally somehow, so we have to be very interested in our own mental health. And think about it, suicide cases in Ghana have gone up by 40%. I recently saw something like that in the news. So if you love tennis and you are very particular about mental health, or you just love tennis, or you've never heard anything said about suicide and stuff, 27th of September, go to the Reach Tennis Court at Tantra Hills. You trust me, you'll be educated, and you will leave far better than before you went. So shout outs to Wenglo Family International, shout outs to Gloria and her team for putting this amazing event together. 27th of September from 7 a.m. at the Reach Tennis Court in Tantra Hills. Go and be part of the tennis edition of changing the narrative on suicide through sports. 3 after 10, that's how I wrap it up this morning. On the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty 106.1 FM. But before we leave, MTN is saying that they have MTN free after 1 extra. Free after 1 extra. Now with that, you get to talk, or you get to pay for only the first minute, or you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk. So for every 10 minutes within the hour, you pay for only the first minute. So you can talk and talk and talk and share gist and vibe and converse and everything with your paddies, your boys, your girls. Because now is the time to talk extra with all the people you love. To subscribe to MTN free after 1 extra, just dial star 550 hash, star 550 hash, and follow the prompts. All of that is brought to you by MTN. That's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. My name is Nathan Kwa. Raymond Yamado did this with me, Michael Asari-Boedu. Michael Asari-Boedu also joined us. Shout out to my production team, Abigail, Immortal, Angela, and Nanekia. Shout out to Flyboy, Nima, the power behind the stream. Shout out to Emmanuel Ayamga. All the great work on social. Keep your dials locked on Sporty FM because we'll be giving you live coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships currently happening in Japan. Earlier, we spoke with Yao Fusulabi. He's there on the back of Stanbic Bank Ghana. Thank you so much, Stanbic Bank Ghana, for your support. We'll be taking you to Tokyo for live coverage of the World Athletics Championships. All the throws, all the leaps, all the jumps, all the running. You get to enjoy every single minute. Great commentary. You can catch the action on Sporty FM and on Sporty TV and on YouTube as well. Remember, there's the news at midday, the Sporty Plug at 12:30, the Sporty Drive at 4, and then there's European Nights with Kosifiaka and the gang. It will be fun. Keep your dials locked on Sporty FM. We are the voice of sport. We are Ghana's first and exclusive all-sport radio station. It doesn't get any better than this. Enjoy your day. Keep your dials locked on Sporty FM. We'll catch you later.
Yo, welcome to Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 91.3 FM in Kumasi, and 102.5 FM in Takrady. Sporty, the voice of sport.
On your marks, get set, go!
Sporty has done it again.